Hello, hello.
Hello, hi.
Oh my god, hang on, let me turn you up just a little bit.
Oh, I can move my mic close. Hold on.
Oh.
Hello, hi.
Oh my god, Jesus. Jesus. I did not think it would be like that. Hi Mikey, hi B. Oh my god. Have you got our chat up as well?
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Hi, Mikey. Hi, B. Sorry.
Okay. Welcome to episode 3. Yeah, 3.
Yeah.
I hope it's 3
No.
because I've put the title as 3. Yeah, 3.
Yeah, 3. Welcome to episode 3. Fuck. First one
We
didn't count, I
are
remember.
professionals, Your Honor.
It's been a week.
Listen. Well, first of all, I think we should start with good news that
Let's
happened
start with good
today.
news. It happened today. Well, we got a bit of good news, actually, too, I think. And Sunday as well.
Oh yeah, I think it's 4, but fuck it. Yeah, the first one we did was like a trial pilot episode.
Yeah, the other one was music, which we class as a separate thing.
Mm-hmm.
But podcasts of us just talking and not listening to as much music is a different thing as well.
Yeah, but so technically this is episode 3.
Yeah.
That's the way it is now. Okay, but
You
welcome.
know what? It is what it is.
Welcome.
Welcome, welcome.
It's been a week. We've
Been a
had
hell of
there's
a
been
week.
some lows, there's been some highs. First high.
Unfortunately, been more lows than high though.
Yes. Well, no, there's 2 lows, 2 highs. They've kind of
Yeah,
counted
but
out.
the impact of the lows.
Yeah, the impact of the lows have been low.
It's been hard, but
Low.
it's okay. Low.
We'll start with the good things. Today,
Today,
we got Billie Eilish tickets.
oh, so
We got.
exciting.
Let me tell you
Billie
something. Let
Eilish
me
tickets.
tell you something. I've been
Let me tell you
sending.
something.
I've been sending Ashleigh TikToks all week of people uploading videos of how much the tickets are, and I've been like, Ashleigh, I don't think we're getting these.
Not
There's
gonna get
so
them, no.
much money. And then even today, when I first got in the queue, there was only 1,000 people in front of me, which I was very shocked at. And the line went very quickly. This is going to be a little of a long story. So I went in, I selected 4 tickets for the cheapest price, and it was coming up £111. But you only have 30 seconds to select those tickets, and then when you get into the checkout, you have 5 minutes. Because I was texting, we're going out, my other friend Louise and our friend B, who was here last week. I was texting like, this is the price, and then I lost the tickets. I went back in, the tickets were more. I went through the checkout to see like how much it was going to be altogether. Those 5 minutes went, and I was like, oh my god, I've lost these tickets. And I was like, it's just not happening, guys. And then I found tickets again that were cheaper, and I was like, oh my god, it's like, what's happening? So then I messaged Louise, and I was like, oh, I still don't know if it's happening because it's so much money, but you can pay with Klarna on Ticketmaster, which I didn't know you could do.
Sure can.
But and then at first I was like, oh, I think you can only pay over 3 months, but you can pay up to 12 months. And I was like, what the hell? So I chose 9 months. And yeah, we're going to Billie Eilish. I called my friend Louise. We were on a Discord call, and I called Louise and put her on speaker. She was screaming that high pitch that it kept cutting out, and no one could hear.
It was not. Yeah, it was not registering whatsoever.
But I can't believe we're going. I know it's not until July next year, but I'm so excited because Billie Eilish is one of the ones that I've always been like, I want to see her.
Me too.
So, yeah.
We love Billie.
Do you want to say the other like good news?
Good thing. Oh my god, we finally met each other.
We did.
We did.
I guess we've never like explained how we like properly know each other.
I guess we should, right?
Oh my god, we should.
Walk down memory lane.
Well, the memory line. So me and Ashley are the same age.
Yeah.
From the same town.
Yep.
We never knew each other.
Nope.
Literally, we know each other's like who people have been friends with. We know all mutual friends, but we've just never met each other. Never knew about each other. And then last year, Ashleigh became friends. Was it last year?
Last September. Well, yeah, no, last
When
January I became friends with.
last January you became friends with Dor.
Yeah.
Who was a friend. Hi Dor. How you doing?
Hi, Dor.
And then I became friends with Dor like literally a year ago. This month, I think it is, or something like that. And then in September, I was streaming. We both stream on Twitch. Hi, how are you?
You were streaming.
I was streaming, yeah.
Devour with Dor.
And
Dor was like, "Oh my god, you should go say hi to Alyssa."
and you did.
And I was like, "Yeah, shy little me." I went and said hi.
Mm-hmm.
And then you said, "Oh, it's cold here." And I said, "Oh, it's cold near me as well." And you were like, "Oh, where are you?"
And she was like, "I'm
And I was
here."
like,
Obviously, without doxing
"I'm
you.
in Staffordshire."
Mm-hmm.
I'll say Staffordshire.
Mm-hmm.
And then you were like, "Oh my god, I used to live in Staffordshire." And then you were like, because obviously where you used to live and where I still live is very small.
Yeah, it's
pretty
tiny.
much unknown.
You pretty much, if you don't know someone's name, you at least know people's faces.
Yeah,
like you see them that
100%.
often, you know
It
people's
is a
faces.
small town.
Yeah.
And Alyssa did this thing being like, "I bet you won't know where I'm from."
I'm like, it's such a small town. You're never gonna
Like, she
heard of
won't know
her.
it.
Because if you say it to
And I
anyone else,
went,
they're like, where?
"Where?" Yeah, nobody knows it. And I said it. I was like, "Oh, I'm from here." And her face was just like, she just went straight face. And I was like, what have I done? And you're like, "I'm from there."
And then I was like,
And
how old are you? And you were like, at the time
the
you'd have
time I
been
was
24. And I was like, oh my god, same.
And then I was like, "Oh, we did this." And you're like, "Same." I was like, "Oh yeah, and this and this and this." And you're like, "Same."
And then
It was like,
we found out like the weeks leading up to like, our close friendship, like we'd be in a Discord call and like we'd be sharing our screens and we'd go on Facebook being like, do you know this person? Do you know this person? And like Ashleigh didn't go to the same high school as I did.
yeah.
But I went to high school with
would've.
everyone she went to primary school with. So then she was like, do you know this person? I used to be best friends with this person. And I'd be like, oh my god, yeah. It was so weird. It was just always so like, and then like Ashleigh then was coming up as like mutual friends with all these people I'm friends with. And I was like, what the hell? Like, how have I just never known who you are? And then we were like, if Ashleigh did go to the high school that I went to, like, would we have been friends? Oh my god.
Would any of this even like have happened?
Would we be here right now? I don't know if we would.
No, I wouldn't be.
But yeah, so on Sunday we met IRL because
For the first time.
on the weekend it was my sister's baby shower for her miracle baby, and on the Sunday, I was coming back home to here where I live now, towards London, and Ashley was like, "Oh my god, we should go for lunch," and then we went for lunch,
Which I would never usually do.
No, Ashley is very. What's the word you'd use? Anxious.
Antisocial.
Yes. So to be asked by Ashleigh, it was like an honor. I was like, oh my god, you want to meet me? It is a small world, B. It is.
It's a really small world. It's crazy. But like, there's been times where you've been in the small town.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, you're like, hey, I'm gonna be like free on the Saturday if you want to meet up, and I'm there like crawling into my shower being like, no.
Absolutely not. We will never meet.
Yeah. And then I had a really bad mental night.
Mm-hmm.
Went to bed early.
Mm-hmm.
Said my goodnight, turned my phone off. Couldn't sleep.
Mm.
Midnight, I wake up, message Alyssa being like,
out of nowhere,
would you like to meet on the Sunday, please?
Please.
Please and thank you.
And we did. We went for food at this nice place. We both had halloumi fries. Yeah, we both had halloumi fries as a start, and both had fish and chips. The fish and chips were so good. Amazing.
It was.
We went with Ashley's sister Ellie, and she got sick afterwards though.
It was because she had the mushrooms.
She had garlic. Was it garlic mushrooms? Garlic cheesy mushrooms or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like mushrooms that are like, they're in like a cream sauce with cheese on top, and they come with a slice of sourdough. I've had it before, I didn't like it.
Yeah. So I think that's what made her ill.
Yeah. Or she ate too fast because you literally saw how fast she ate.
She was like, nom, 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 nom.
Yeah. And then Alyssa, like, I eat slow. Alyssa turned to me and was like, you do eat slow, don't you?
Right, but that's not how I meant it, though.
No, I know that's not how you meant it. That's not how I took it. It's just funny how you said it, because I'd always say on like the Discord calls, like, oh, I'm such a slow eater,
Mm-hmm.
and then you got to experience it in real life.
I think it's because, like, I don't know. I feel like I ate quite fast, but it's because, like, growing up, a lot of my family and stuff, I was like the slowest eater at the table, like always, and I was always the last one at the table. So I think, like, as I've gotten older, I tend to now try and eat faster. Especially if we're out
Yep.
somewhere. Like, if I'm at home, I'm not too bothered. But if I'm out somewhere, I feel like I have to eat faster. Because I'm like, everyone's going to be like, oh my god, she's eating so slow.
So, because I'm a slow eater, if I see everybody else around me finish their food, I stop eating even if I'm not full.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want to be an inconvenience to people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what happened. We both burnt our mouths off with the spicy sauce.
Oh my god, it was the spiciest thing I've ever
so
freaking put
spicy.
in my mouth. Well, it wasn't,
It was
but...
like, no, it wasn't. It wasn't that bad because you carried on eating it.
I did.
But I'd had them before. First of all, I didn't finish my halloumi fries because I thought they were really salty.
Mm-hmm.
But this was like, I don't think they're salty. But we both dunked our halloumi fry in this sauce, took a bite, and then we both just froze and was like, it's a bit hot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bit fucking spicy, mate.
Bit bloody spicy.
And then we met. You came to my house first.
Yes, I met all of Ashleigh's 72 animals.
That's a bit excessive.
No, I loved all of Ashleigh's pets. They were all great. None of them really, like, misbehaved or tried to bite me or scratch me or anything.
They don't.
They were all well behaved.
I was a nervous wreck.
She was, bless her. But it's okay, because we've met now, so I feel like if we meet again, you won't be. Or you'll be less than you were.
Yeah. George, get out the window, please.
Ashleigh's like,
sorry.
Excuse me.
Georgina.
Honestly, having pets that just, like, have access to the room that you're in when we're doing stuff like this, it's like, oh my god.
I'm sorry.
It's just... No,
Anyway.
don't apologise. So now we've talked about the
came
good.
The car ride.
Listen. Oh, the car ride.
The car ride.
So,
so
Ashleigh's
sorry.
family were so nice and generous. They offered to drive me home. Now, where I live now, it's like an hour 45 drive, just one way, from where Ashleigh is to me now. So we don't get a lot of visitors. Listen, we're out of the way. I understand. Well, kind of. I understand.
You're too far away.
I'm too far. Like, by train, I have to get like 3 or 4 different trains, and it's like 4 hours. It's a long time. Yeah.
Ridiculous.
So I kind of get why people don't come to visit me that often. It's whatever. But Ashleigh's family were like, oh my god, we'll drive you home. Do not even worry about it. And I was like, amazing. And what happened, Ashleigh?
So my dad's sat nav on his car. Hold on, put my dog down. My dad's sat nav on his car is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was my fault. I'm not even going to like front.
But it was also the sat nav's fault as well.
So
I don't know what Garlic was doing.
Yeah, we named her Garlic. I had taken my sister to Birmingham, and on the way home, we kind of knew the way, so I turned off motorways and whatnot because we didn't need it. And because that was so long ago, I forgot to turn it back on that we needed motorways and whatnot. And it took us around every single country road
that you could think
that
of.
was possible.
Yeah.
Alyssa saw a whole new place to where she lives.
And instead of the hour and a half it should take you, it took us like
3 hours.
3 hours?
It was 3 hours.
Yeah. And I felt so bad the whole time. I was like, oh my god, her dad's gonna hate me and be like, you're never to see her again.
No, not at all. My dad does not hate you.
But apart from that, though, the car journey was good. So we had a laugh. We kept wheezing, as always. Ashleigh bought me some snacks.
Alyssa smacked me.
I smacked Ashleigh.
Twice. Alyssa smacked
But
me twice.
I think the car ride was fine.
Car ride was fun.
There was nothing wrong with it. Apart from
Anxiety kicked in.
the length. Yeah,
Yeah.
Ashleigh's anxiety kicked in because she felt bad. But I was like, I've got nowhere to be. Like, there's nothing.
Yeah, but imagine if you did.
Well, I didn't.
Yeah, but imagine if you did.
But I didn't.
So then,
So,
yeah, I went silent for a little bit. I kept looking over at Alyssa, and then she just looked at me and was like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah."
She was not.
I was not okay. I was freaking out, but it's okay.
And then let's talk about the bad. Do you want to go first? Because yours happened first. Oh God, don't. No, we can talk. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to talk about it.
Do I want to talk about it? I guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna start crying.
Oh God, don't, because if you start crying, I'll start crying.
So I saw Alyssa on the Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
but you came down on the Friday, and I was pretty much
Yeah.
on the phone to you the whole time.
Yeah.
Our little train date,
As we always do.
as we
Because I
always
can't do a train journey on my own, apparently.
I mean, I like being in your fucking ear, so it's fine. And then like you managed to get to our little town.
Yeah.
And I was supposed to go online with one of our friends called Dem.
Hi, Dem. Hey, Dem.
Hi, Dem. And my doggo, he had been sick a few weeks prior.
Yeah.
And he was put on a diet because he was a little bit overweight and needed to lose weight, and he did.
What breed was he?
He was an old-fashioned Chihuahua, so he wasn't like the small.
Oh wait, I've got the picture up. I'll show you guys. We'll go to picture mode. Hi.
Hi, picture mode. Where is he? Let's have a look at this cute boy.
And his name?
His name is Rudy.
Can you see it on the stream?
I shouldn't. Yeah, I shouldn't have looked.
Oh God.
I'm okay.
Okay. You've got
his name is Rudy.
Yep.
And the Friday, I looked at him and I was like, he just doesn't look right. And he had like a stomach bug before.
Yeah.
And he had like diarrhea. We got it all cleared up. Everything was perfectly fine. And then that morning, he got diarrhea again. And I was like, he's lost a lot of weight, not just a little bit, but he's lost a significant amount.
Yeah.
Too much, I would say. And I don't know, I looked at him and he just didn't look right.
Yeah.
So we took him to the vets. And they weighed him and he'd lost nearly 15%.
Oh really?
Of his body weight in a week. And basically he was dying of kidney failure.
Okay.
And the vet was like, we can do all these, like he was going to be put on, like we had to inject him twice a day. And we had to give him this medication, which he was already having anyway.
Yeah.
But she said, honestly, the kindest thing to do was to have him put to sleep.
Yeah.
So obviously we did what was best for him. So we had him put to sleep. I had him for 13 years. And he was pretty much my dog. I had 3 dogs.
Yeah.
But he was the one that I took everywhere.
Yeah. Because you said that you took him to the state, because Ashley's got horses as well. Is it 2 horses you have?
I have 2. I had 3, but I lost 1 last year.
Yeah.
So I used to take him up to the stables with me every time.
Yeah. Because me and Ashley were saying the other day, that like, there's a lot of people, I feel like, when like a pet gets like this, whether it's a cat or dog, that a lot of people will just keep giving them medication, putting them through surgeries just because they want them to be alive longer for their own selfish reasons. But it gets to a point where you can't be selfish anymore. And you have to do what's best for your pet and not what's best for you, if that makes sense. Are you okay? Yeah. It has been, I'd say this week, for me and Ashleigh, apart from up until like today, where we had obviously the whole Billie Eilish thing. Like, me and Ashleigh were just like, we just need to write off this past week, just start again, because it was just one thing after another, I feel like. And it was just, it was just not our week, really, was it?
Was not.
So yeah, so on Friday, obviously, Ashleigh lost her dog. And then on Tuesday, one of my cats decided to pipe up. I'm like, hey, Mum, guess what? I'm sick too.
Not just a little bit sick.
No, not just a little bit sick. So, I have 3 cats. And one of them is a ginger and white one, named Luigi. He's the youngest. He's 10 months. Here's a picture of him. He's 10 months. And it's Friday now, so 2 weeks ago, we woke up on the Friday morning, two Fridays ago, and he just like wasn't moving. Not like he was like paralyzed, but he just like didn't want to get up. He didn't want to eat. Didn't want to do anything. So we were like, okay, we're gonna take him to the vet. So on the Monday, we took him to the vet, and she basically said, "Oh, it looks like he's done something to like his back or something." But they checked his heart, and she was like, "There's something not right with his heart." And I was like, "Okay." So then we had to wait till this Tuesday. That's just gone this week. We had to take it. We had to travel further away. It's like a 20-30 minute drive from here. To do like a cardiac scan, because the vet near us doesn't have like the special like machines and stuff to do it. And we had to get up really early on Tuesday to take him. And we had to drop him off there. But like he did like a full on checkup of him, and he said like the rest of him's healthy. And they thought the thing with his back legs, because the original reason we took him to the vet is because there was something wrong with his back or his legs or something. And they basically said it just seems like he's fallen or something and just landed on it funny, and he's basically just sprained it. It hadn't been broken or anything, because otherwise he'd be paralyzed. But he basically just like sprained it. And if you saw what he's like today compared to what he was like last week, he's a completely different cat, because last week he just wasn't moving unless he needed to go to the toilet. He wasn't eating. He'd lost so much weight. He's like really skinny now. But like today, he's just been running around like an absolute lunatic. And
like everything's normal.
And meowing like there's no tomorrow. But they basically did a cardiac scan. And I don't know like all the ins and outs and like all the technical terms and all this. But they basically told us on Tuesday that he's got a heart murmur, and it's like a result of this disease. I think it's called like is it HCM? Is that what I said it was? HCM.
Yep.
And there's different tiers of this HCM, like heart murmur kind of disease. And so that you have A, B, B2, C, and D, and he's at B2, which basically means he's at high risk for having heart failure, and what was the other one? And having a heart attack, basically. So I was stood there in the vets after he'd done this test. Like he called us back in, like, because we went to like get some breakfast while he was doing it, and he called us and was like, "You need to come back." And we went back, and he didn't bring him back in straight away. And at first I thought, oh my god, like, please do not tell me we have to put this cat down, because he's only 10 months old. We've literally not even had him for that long. Oh, like, please do not. But he basically explained the seriousness of it, and he was like, there's no cure. And there is medication that can help extend his lifespan that's like estimated for this type of disease, but it only works for dogs and humans. There's not one for a cat to try and help extend that. So I obviously at the end of the appointment had to ask the dreaded question of like, well, how long's he got? And he basically said like he's got like a year, maybe 2 max, which is really horrible to think about, because he's not even 1 yet. So like if he does end up passing away in the next couple of years, he's going to be like only 2-3 years old. So like on Tuesday I got home, and the first thing I did was I came onto Discord, and I put my camera on and I was trying to explain to Ashleigh what was going on. And I just could not make it through a sentence, could I?
No, you were crying.
I was full on crying, like my face was red, and it wasn't like a little cry. I was like sobbing, and I'm a 24-year-old adult, so I'm obviously trying to do adult things. I'm emptying the dishwasher.
She was crying into the dishwasher.
I'm
She
there
was crying
emptying
while
the
washing the dishes.
I'm emptying my dishwasher, crying my eyes out to Ashleigh, going, and she's like, I don't, what?
And then she started crying, so I started crying.
Because Ashleigh's
And
very much a crier if you cry. And obviously because of everything that happened with Ashleigh's dog a couple of days before, we were just both a mess by the time it got to Tuesday. Like, me and Ashleigh were like, I've had enough.
It was the first time I went back up to the stables without him.
Yeah.
And then obviously you got terrible news.
It was just...
So it was just...
Me and Ashleigh both said we love and hate having pets. Because, like,
100%.
I love having a pet. I don't think I could imagine what my life would be like now if I didn't have my 3 cats. But then again, like, I hate it so much because obviously your pets live a shorter time than you do. So then when it comes to it, it's like so... I feel like almost it's more heartbreaking than like if like a human passes away. You know, like how people watch films and like a person passes away, like you have a little cry. But I feel like if you watch a pet, like an animal pass away on a film, you like cry more. So yeah, me and Ashleigh we've had it this week. We've just had it.
If anybody thought was wrong this week, they would have had their head ripped
Oh
off.
yeah, definitely. I think if like anybody at work, I feel like if any drama, like friends, family would have started, I think I would have just like kicked off. And I feel like, because like, not only do you get upset at these things, I feel like you almost get anger as well. Not like huge anger, but I feel like you get a little bit of anger like in you because of like what's happened. And me and Ashleigh were like, I swear to God, if anybody crosses me this week.
Yeah. This week was not the week.
It was not the week to cross any of us, to have any of it. It just wasn't. Yeah. So, it's been a week. But as we said, there's been some good things, you know, like us meeting up on Sunday and then us getting like tickets and stuff. It's been negatives and positives. So,
but when there's stuff that this negative,
mm-hmm.
It's still hard to look at the positives.
Yeah, definitely.
Even though like we're both excited about seeing Billy and obviously we're happy that we met each other, it's still like the bad stuff is always in the back of your mind.
Yes, definitely.
So this week has been a lot.
It has, because I was saying that, so I posted about Luigi, my cat, on like Facebook and stuff, and you wouldn't imagine the amount of people, and I get that they're trying to do it with like good intentions, but the amount of people that was commenting going, my dog had this and he lasted until he was 10 or like something like that. But it's different for each person. And also a cat can't have, well, it can have the same medication as dogs for it, but it doesn't work the same. With dogs, it can extend their lifespan. With cats, it can't.
It's just trial and error with that one because the medication they offered was just like, it might work, but it also probably won't.
Yeah.
So
and that's why, going back to what I said earlier about the whole like you keep giving your animal medication surgeries and stuff because you want them to stay around, but if it's not going to work for them or if it's causing them more pain, like just don't do it. Is my opinion.
Quality of life over quantity of life.
Definitely. So.
And it's hard to make that decision.
Yeah. So yeah, I feel like at the minute, I'm not too worried, but I feel like probably like the start of next year, it's just gonna constantly be in the back of my mind. Like, am I gonna wake up today and he's just not there anymore?
Or do you wanna explain the 3 possibilities the vet gave you?
Yeah, so there's 3 things that can happen. He can either have a heart attack, Obviously with any heart attack, a lot, like, sometimes you can have a heart attack, survive, but then, like, later on you'll have another heart attack kind of thing, or you'll have a heart attack and, like, that would be it. But at some point he could have a heart attack. He can go into heart failure, which basically means, like, his heart will start shutting down, but it won't shut down straight away, depending on how soon, obviously, you find it. But he can go into heart failure, and then it's a matter of 3 to 9 months, I think it is, between then that he'll pass away. Or if there's no visible signs, we could just wake up one morning and he's just passed away in his sleep. It can be any one of those things. And I think that's why, like, we're trying to make it lighthearted because he hasn't got long left and we don't know when it's going to be. But we're trying to make it lighthearted. Like, the other morning, like, he came into us and I was like, oh, you're still here? Like, we're trying to, like, make it lighthearted. Because the thing is, he's a ginger cat. He runs around so much. He's so lively. You wouldn't think there's anything wrong with him. Because he's as healthy as anything. He's loud. He runs around. He bites and scratches you. He's just, like... He's just ADHD. So yeah.
And the kind of heart disease he has is one where, like, the muscles in his heart won't stop growing until they shut off the blood flow.
Yeah, so the heart disease he has, it's basically where because obviously everyone's got muscles in the heart. That's how, obviously, like, your heart beats and stuff. And it basically, the disease he's got is basically his muscles will keep expanding until the blood can't get in anymore. And what the tablets that they said are supposed to do are supposed to slow down the process of the muscles expanding. But as I said, it doesn't always work for cats. So the vets kind of said to us, like, you can decide if you want them or not. They're not insistent on it for the simple fact that it's probably not going to work. That's why they give you the option as to whether you want to do it or not. We've not decided yet if we will or not. We've not really spoken about it, but everyone that I've spoken to about it, I've kind of said, like, not in, like, a selfish, but is there any point on me spending all this money on this medication that's just not gonna work? Do you know what I mean?
I was one of the people that she talked to about it, and I said I wouldn't give the medication.
No.
I know that sounds terrible,
Mm-hmm.
but there was more of a percentage of it not working than working, and it just feels like you're giving him this medication.
Yeah.
To prolong something that's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, definitely. If they had, like, said, there's this medication, like, his thing's not curable, but this medication will at least, like, extend his, like, lifespan and stuff, then I think I would. But if it's not gonna do that, if it's just gonna try and help it almost, then I'm just like, I don't know. But like I said, we've not really spoken about it much. I had my crying day on Tuesday. I was crying all day. I think I cried once on Wednesday, once yesterday.
Twice.
I don't think I've cried yet today.
You cried twice yesterday.
Oh, twice yesterday. So sorry. But
really,
I have
you made me
today.
cry.
I'm sorry.
She, like, sent me this video, this TikTok
Mm-hmm.
of this lady grooming her cat for the last time, knowing that that was the last time she was going to be grooming it.
Listen,
and I was like,
I'm sorry.
Like, I really need this right now.
Oh god. But yeah, so
I love you, but you pick your times.
I do. So yeah, that's been our week.
It's been a terrible week.
But you know what? We have to move onwards and upwards. Which is probably awful to say, but like, at some point you have to just accept it and move on in your own time, obviously, not straight away.
The worst part is, like, as much as you're in this terrible state and you're, like, crying over your animals, life just continues on. And it won't stop just because you're sad.
And the thing is, for me and Ashleigh, we have other animals. So we can't just, like, stop and, like, be emotional, like, for that one animal. You have other animals that you have to take care of and make sure that they also stay happy and healthy.
Which I think is a good thing, because I think it gets you up, and like, it's a responsibility that you just can't ignore. Like, the dishes, the cleaning, you can ignore for a day.
Yeah.
But the animals, you can't.
Yeah,
and
they're a daily thing.
Yeah. Unfortunately, they're annoying. And they're a daily thing, but I wouldn't change it.
No. Like I said, I love having all of my cats.
Same.
Yeah. So yeah, that's been our week. But we
Terrible,
have
but
many, like I
good.
said, we have many things to look forward to. Yeah. Amazing. What else is there to talk about? Oh my god, I felt there's so much and not enough at the same time. Do you know what I mean?
You're going out tomorrow?
I
That's
am.
something to talk about.
Oh my god, it is. So next week. Wait, what's the date today? Yeah, next week.
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday, and then hang on, I'm gonna count. 7, 8, 9, and then Friday, I believe. So Tuesday, it's B's birthday. Hi B, how you doing, girly? And then I
Beautiful bee.
believe it's on the Friday that it's our other friend Dem's birthday. So tomorrow we're all going out to do this escape room and go for food and stuff. And B got her present from Ashleigh earlier. We made her put a camera on, and Ashleigh had bought what is it that you bought for Buddy the dog?
I bought him these dog treats because he has like a sensitive stomach, so I made sure to get him like grain free. They were basically just dried sweet potato and chicken. That's it.
But he sat so
And
patiently.
he sat so patiently. He was waiting. He was such a
He
good
put
boy.
his paw out and everything.
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy. But yeah, we made B open a present
On camera, which I know she loves.
She loves that. Absolutely. Don't know what you mean.
And was like, "Do I have to open mine on camera?" I'm like,
no. We won't force you. Don't worry. So yeah, we got that. I've got that going on.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun day for you.
Yeah.
I'm not going.
No, Ashley said no. But not in like. She's not said no because she doesn't want to. Because she would love to. But, you know.
My anxiety said no.
Which is fine.
Birmingham is such a big place.
It is. It's a huge place. I still hate.
There's a lot of people.
I still hate going to like big places like that now, like especially like getting to London and stuff because there's so many people, and you just feel, and because like places like London and Birmingham and stuff, everyone is very fast paced. It's all cramped up. So like when you're walking down the streets, you're trying to like maneuver your way through people, and it's just like a lot.
Yeah.
But Ashley keeps thinking that we're mad that she's not coming.
I'm not thinking you're mad. I'm thinking you're sad and disappointed in me.
But we're not. Thank you for listening.
But Bunny said, "I know you can't see me right now, Ashley, but I've got a sad face." I was like, what am I supposed to say to that?
I don't know what you can say to that, to be honest.
I'm sorry. You're winking at me?
No, sorry, I had something in my eye.
Oh, you could have just said you're winking at me. God
Oh,
damn.
yeah. So sorry.
Is that how you wink?
No.
Your head butted your microphone at the same time.
Good. But yeah. Onwards and upwards.
Gotta keep on keeping on.
Big t-shirt, Billie Eilish. I'm so excited.
I'm so excited as well.
Ashley video called me earlier, because she took a break from games and stuff. She video called me, and I just kept pulling this face out because we're seeing Billie Eilish, and she was like, "Please just stop." It's exciting though. We're gonna make like a whole weekend out of it.
Which I've never done before, by the way.
What?
Like gone away for a weekend.
Oh my god!
Welcome.
Welcome.
Thanks. We need to figure out where we're gonna stop and stuff.
I don't know where we're gonna stay. Are people gonna share rooms? Are they gonna have their own room? You know what I mean? You're gonna want your own room, aren't you? Look at your face.
No, we can get like do you know the rooms that have like the 2 beds?
2 double beds, yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Oh my god, a girly sleepover. We're just gonna get loads of snacks. Hi, door. We're just gonna get loads of snacks.
Hi, door.
And just
Just chill. Get away.
Get away.
Get away. Oh, we have another thing to talk about. We're going on holiday.
Are we?
Yeah, we are. We planned it, the girly trip.
Oh, yes. Wait, does she know?
Who?
B.
Yeah, we told her about it.
Did we?
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Because
what?
then she told Mikey that we're going to have a hot tub
Oh,
and he was jealous.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're going to go away
Next year.
end of April, right?
Yes. We're doing it. We're gonna do it for like kind of like B's birthday.
A little birthday trip.
Yeah. It's just got to be somewhere that's got a hot tub. That was my only request.
All we need.
Is that it?
You want a hot tub? I want a swimming pool.
So, yeah, that was the only request. Which is fun.
Which I don't mind sleeping on the sofa.
Right.
You said you wanted your own room.
I didn't say that. I didn't say I wanted my own room. I said it's probably best because listen, right? Let me be honest here. I snore, okay? But it's not like a cute little, oh my god, she's snoring. It's like a, oh my god, who let a foghorn in this room? Okay?
That's fine.
No, it's not. Because it keeps
Yes, it
Harrison
is.
up at night. Harrison said the amount of times, like in the night, he has to like nudge me or like push me because my snoring's that loud. I'm worse if I have had alcohol or if I'm lying on my back. That's when I'm worst. If I'm lying on my side, I'm fine. But if I'm on my back or I've had a drink, it's awful.
Are you a back or a side sleeper though?
I'm a side sleeper, but obviously as you're moving around in the night, sometimes I just like end up on my back, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't help it. So that's why I said it's probably best if I had my own room.
It's fine.
But I don't know if B said she snores. I can't remember.
I snore.
But how loud?
Should I record it?
Yeah, record it.
Okay, cool. I'll do that and I'll send it you.
Okay, amazing.
Just videos of me sleeping.
Yeah, just like, thank you.
Yeah, that's how I snore, exactly like that.
Amazing.
Well, I had an operation on my nose, so I don't really think I snore that loud.
Well, B had...
I had a cute little nose job.
I think B had an operation on her nose as well. She's mentioned it before.
Yeah, she has, but hers was like a realignment.
Yeah.
Mine was a cheeky nose job.
So yeah. So every week, me and Ashleigh, so we have a Discord server. Again, we really need to start setting things up because we procrastinate everything. But we have
you know what?
We've got a Discord server at the minute. And we have obviously private channels in there and stuff where we put in there like drama that needs to be talked about. Ashley put something in there that I've got no idea about. But before we go into that, right? Did I send you the Nicki Minaj TikTok yesterday? Or this morning?
You did, and then I sent you one as well.
Oh, did you?
We have already covered it. Yeah, we have already covered it on the stream before, but we will cover it again because
it's getting worse.
It was the flop one. No, it was the flop one that didn't show.
Oh, yeah.
The one that... Yeah.
So
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj. Yeah.
Is it a world tour or is she just touring Europe?
Yes, right, I think it's world tour, I believe. Okay, but I think she's at the American part at the minute, I think.
Oh, yeah, of course she is. Of course she is, yep. She's not in the UK just for one day.
But she... So when we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago, it was only just coming to light, and then I feel like this past week it's got worse. So on her tickets, for the show, the doors open at a certain time, obviously, as every concert. They're like, doors open at this time. On the ticket it says that she comes on at 8:30 p.m. The TikTok I sent to Ashleigh, was it last night or this morning?
It was yesterday morning.
Yesterday morning, I sent Ashleigh a TikTok of this girl who was at the concert. It was 11 p.m. and Nicki still had not come on stage. At 11 p.m. There's no opening act.
Yes, there is.
No, for the one that she was at.
Oh.
The video I sent you, apparently Nicki had come on that late. They didn't have time for the opening act. Because I don't know because I'm assuming what they have to do is do the opening act And then there's like a short time until then Nikki has to come on. But I'm guessing because of how late it was getting, they were like, we're just going to have to skip the opening act and just throw Nikki on the stage. And apparently it didn't finish until nearly 2 a.m. A lot of people said by the time she came on, they had to leave, or they had to leave before she came on because they've got travel. They have they have to get home.
It was a work day. It wasn't on the weekend. It was in the week.
Mm-hmm.
And she showed up like the one that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
Her opening act had already been on.
Yeah.
Like in their beginning.
Yeah.
Right. And then at 11, I think it was 11:30, randomly the opening act walked back on and started performing again.
Right.
And then Nikki showed up at like midnight. And for me, she's there.
Yeah.
She's backstage. All she's doing is smoking, chilling, and talking to her friends. That's all she's doing.
Mm-hmm.
She just can't be asked. And I think it's so, I guess, disrespectful to her fans who have paid money to go and see her.
Yeah.
And she's taken advantage of their time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I understand she thinks she is this queen and like all high and mighty, but like, you have people waiting on you.
Yeah.
People are there to see you.
Mm-hmm.
And you're making them wait. Like, ew.
Not only that as well. So, obviously, at these type of like venues and stuff, you get as a performer and like as like your management team, you get obviously you have to pay for that stage and for the stage time. But they obviously say to her, yeah, you can have the stage time, but she has to be off the stage. Not like her whole like band and stuff, but she personally has to be off the stage by a certain time. I don't know if you know much about this.
Mm-hmm.
And every minute that you're over, you have to pay. You pay extra per minute that you're over. Because the only reason I know that is, Pentatonics.
Yes.
So they did a show, I think it was last year, and they like came off and then they were supposed to go on and do one more song. And the person, like the stage manager, was like, you can go out and do this last song, but you have to be off the stage in 4 minutes. So they ran on and just like sped through this last song and like managed to get off the stage like 30 seconds before the time it was up. Now, I'm assuming at these type of venues, because usually at these type of venues, you have to be off the stage at usually like 11:30, because that's usually like because I think on these Billie Eilish tickets, the curfew says 11, which means she has to be off the stage by 11 p.m. When I was looking at these tickets,
what time does it start?
I think it says 7:30.
Do have it up still.
Oh my god, flashbang!
Yeah, hi. 5:30.
Is that when the doors open?
Yeah, 5:30.
So she's probably gonna come up. So she'll probably come on about 7:30, 8.
Oh, yeah,
After
and
the
her
opening
opening
act,
which we're all praying is
for
Renee. Can we just say?
So yeah, so if like the curfew is like 11:30, imagine how pissed off her management and her team has to be, knowing that she's not coming off the stage till 2 a.m. I don't even know how many minutes that is.
You're asking the wrong one here. I'm
60, 120, nearly 200 minutes. So whatever it is per minute times 200, basically.
But she's got money to burn. That's the point. That's why she doesn't give a fuck.
But then again, it's not the point, because like, it's kind of almost seems like her management just has no control over her at this point. Do you know what I mean?
I can control Nicki Minaj.
Like, as an artist, the whole reason you have a management team and you have a manager is because of things like this. Your manager needs to be like, Nicki, it's like 9:30. You need to get on that stage right now. Yeah. And it just seems like they've lost control of her, and that she's just like, no, I'm gonna go on at like 11:30, 12.
Yeah.
And I think that's
it
ridiculous.
Almost seems like laziness as well.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what has annoyed me as well? I've seen a lot of the TikTok videos. It doesn't seem like she does a lot of rapping / singing. Have you seen the videos?
I have seen every single Nicki Minaj live video that's ever existed on this earth.
Mm-hmm.
And I have said from the beginning
Yeah.
that she just doesn't have the like live performance
Yeah.
aspect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so she raps and then she'll mumble and let the song go on in the background.
Yeah.
And she doesn't dance.
Mm-hmm.
Which, you know, fair dues. I
Yeah.
can't fucking dance.
Yeah.
Saved my life.
Mm-hmm.
But like, she doesn't dance. She doesn't really rap. She sort of just stands there and shakes her ass.
She doesn't
which...
rap. She says it into the mic. So she'll be like, da, 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 and then she goes, what? And then, like, puts the microphone out to the crowd to get them to, like, sing along. So it's almost like you're not going to a Nicki Minaj concert, you're going to a Nicki Minaj sing-along.
You go into a Nicki Minaj karaoke, sweetie.
Yes, sweetie. Give
Sweetie.
me the mic. I am
and
Nicki
how much
Minaj.
Are the tickets? I'm assuming they weren't cheap.
A lot. Yeah,
it's Nicki Minaj, so I hope we're going to have some fact checks right now, because you can see that Alyssa is typing. How much are they?
Minimum for London. So she's at London at the end of this month. Do you want to take a guess, like minimum price?
Are we doing standing or seating?
This is just like a overall price.
£100.
£200. That was so in America. Well, in America overall, like internationally, they are anywhere between 100 to 400, 500. But if you want to buy tickets now, the cheapest one's like 250. Just for a
Nicki
sitting,
Minaj karaoke.
just for sitting as well.
Which it's not even a Nicki Minaj karaoke because the Nicki Minaj karaoke doesn't start until midnight, sweetie. So what it is you sit there. Thank you for sitting and looking at the stage. That's all it is. Welcome. Hi, welcome.
Welcome to Stage Simulator.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know when you're playing The Sims and you get them to be a singer and then suddenly they just walk away?
Yeah.
That's Nicki Minaj.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the disclaimer that she had to put on all of her tickets.
Oh my god, should I get it up for everyone?
Please do while I start talking about it.
Okay. You can tell them the background of it.
Nicki Minaj is married to a man called Kenneth Petty. And the background of it is she knew him years ago, before they got married and everything. But the background is he either sexually assaulted or raped a 16-year-old girl, and he's also murdered somebody before. And he's been in trouble just for, like, sexual harassment and whatnot. And he's been to jail for it. And she married him after she knew all these claims. It wasn't even a claim. It was proven. I guess it doesn't really matter for Nicki Minaj because obviously her brother is also a child molester. But she married him and, you know, everything was fine. She had a baby with him called Papa Bear Petty. And Megan Thee Stallion this year created a song called... What was the song called? Hiss.
Yeah.
Hiss. I couldn't think of the word then. And she has a lyric in it, which is, these hoes shouldn't be mad at Megan, these hoes should be mad at Megan's Law.
Yeah.
Which Megan's Law is, like, the rape awareness thing for America, right?
Do you want me to...
This little girl who was called Megan, I think.
So Megan's Law is the law in the US to make information available to the public regarding registered sex offenders.
Yeah.
Laws were created in response to the murder of Megan Kanka, I believe her name is. Sorry for butchering that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because she was murdered because it wasn't public information that the person that murdered her was a sex offender and he was in the area because it wasn't public information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which, God bless that we have that in the UK. But Mr. Kenneth Petty is on this list. And he is registered and he has to announce it to any state that he goes in that he is a registered sex offender. And Nicki Minaj didn't like these lyrics from Megan. She kicked off. She released a song called Bigfoot. It was terrible. It was tragic. It was terrifying, okay? It was a mess. She was... I don't know what she was sniffing. I'm not saying she was, but I'm just saying. She was on something.
Yep.
But it was a mess. And she talked about like Meghan's dead mother. She got the Barbs to go and like ruin Meghan's mom's grave. She was doxing people who were standing up for Meghan. Anyway, Nicki Minaj had to release like the advert and stuff for the tickets to be released. And in the fine print, it says, just to let you know, anybody under the age of 18 will have to be accompanied by an adult, as there is a registered sex offender.
Yeah, I have it here.
Backstage.
Shall I read it to you?
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to show everyone. So it says, disclaimer, please be advised that in accordance with the California state regulations, we are obligated to disclose the presence of a level 3 sex offender backstage. Mr. Kenneth Petty will be present. Attendees under the age of 18 must be accompanied by an adult aged 18 or older. Identification will be verified prior to entry through the metal detectors. We kindly request that attendees refrain from engaging with the aforementioned individual. Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god, Kenneth, I'm such a huge fan. Why?
So, I have a question.
Okay.
Now, I could be wrong about this, but the level 3 sex offender.
Yeah.
Does that mean that it was full on R word? Or is that, because what does it class in America? It's different to the UK.
It's the highest one, and it indicates a sexual predator. So these individuals have at least one felony charge of first degree sexual misconduct, or 2 felony charges of second degree. So basically, it is the R word.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's got the highest sentence for that.
Yeah.
She's got a baby with him.
Mm-hmm.
In this argument, which nobody talked about much.
I feel like it's gone away now as well.
But I need to talk about it.
Okay, that's fine. We can talk about it.
In this argument, Nicki Minaj was acting stupid.
Yeah.
She was immature.
She's having a one-sided argument.
She was having a tantrum.
Mm-hmm.
Kenneth Petty, who, by the way, was already in the midst of getting cancelled because he held a knife to a camera and said to Offset, which is Cardi B's husband, to come outside so he can kill him.
Mm-hmm.
But Kenneth said in this argument that he loves it when Nicki Minaj acts immature.
We all know why.
Now, I have something to say.
Okay, come on then.
Queen Nicki.
Yeah.
Is she blind? Is she dumb? Or is she into this shit? Because she can't take him... She has to take him on tour because she can't leave him alone with the kid.
Mm-hmm.
But because she's taking him on tour, she has to warn all the kids that he's there. Can she not see that he's a liability?
Apparently not.
In this house, we stan Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Doja Cat is on the fence because she stands with Nicki and I don't agree.
Yeah.
And I don't believe.
Don't believe.
I don't believe.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are you,
I'm cracking my neck.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay. Now...
Shall we move on to Leo Skepi?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah, so I don't know...
Do you want to Google him and see what his little thing comes up about? Because I don't know everything about him. I've seen him. So I watched the Cancelled podcast with Tana Mojo and Brooke Schofield.
I love, yeah.
And I have seen him on there. And I've seen him on some other people's YouTube channels as well. But I don't know much about him personally.
So let's go on Wikipedia, you know?
Yep. He's a tall man, I know that. And he's gay.
Okay. I guess we'll go on Wiki famous people. I won't share my screen because there's about 20,000 adverts popping up on my screen right now.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
So he's a famous TikTok star from the US.
Yep.
He's known... Right, this is what this wiki says. He's known for... Are you ready? His looks,
Yep.
His cute smile.
Yep.
Style, amazing personality. He's also popular for his Instagram pictures, his dances, videos. He's got a huge following. He's famous for his fitness video clips and dancing videos, and performs lip syncs on TikTok.
Yep.
So he's 35.
He has a YouTube.
Oh my god, he's a Virgo. Oh no.
But is he a first Virgo or is he the end of Virgo?
Doesn't say.
You're
But
the
he's
end,
mainly
sweetie.
known for his fitness stuff.
Yes. So
He's a
another
fitness
thing,
person.
he's a fitness influencer.
Correct.
He also has a podcast. Well, it's not really a podcast. He just does sit down videos and he explains like how he deals with like his mental health, how he deals with his fitness, how he got fit, not fat, and all this shit. You know, good for him.
Amazing. Good for you, sweetie.
But
Mm-hmm.
I saw a really troubling video of him, and I want to get Alyssa's first reaction on it because I've watched it back to back, trying to analyze it and figure out what the fuck he's on.
Okay.
So basically, there was a point in his life, and I
Yep.
think it was recent, but I watched this lady who reviewed his video because it went viral. It's been taken down everywhere now. Can't find it. The only place I found it is on Do We Know Them podcast with Jessie Smiles and Lily Marston, which I've sent you the link to.
Yep.
They review it as well, so we'll be reviewing it as they review it.
And you want me to go to that specific timestamp as well?
Yeah, I've gave you the timestamp.
Yeah, I've gone onto it. I'm on it.
You need to share your screen in Discord in a minute then.
Oh, I'll share it now while we're here.
So, basically, he was talking about what would make him happy, and because he thought his life was like going down the drain. And he had probably the worst outlook on life that I think I've ever seen. And the only way that he got happy thoughts was thinking about murdering everybody that he knew.
Right.
And then killing himself.
Okay. So murder-suicide situation.
A murder-suicide, and you're not allowed to laugh. This is a serious situation, what I'm about to say.
Okay.
He wanted to mutilate his ex-partner.
Okay. Was there a reason behind that?
Off because apparently he was evil.
Right, okay.
He wanted to chop off his arms and legs. He wanted to chop off his legs at the knees. He wanted to chop off his arms at the elbows.
Okay.
Because he wanted to watch him suffer and not be able to unalive himself because he's got no arms.
Right. Is this like a recent thing that he's been like, or has he been like this for a while and it's only just come about? Or do we not know?
I think he's very extreme with stuff that he says. But I think that this is something that's probably been going through his head for a long time because he's thought about it. There is thought behind this, but when you watch the video, there is nothing behind those eyes. He is like blank face, evil.
Yeah, sorry. I had something in my throat. Yeah. Yeah.
So, as I said, this is the Do We Know Them podcast with Lily Marston and Jessica Smiles. We're not trying to take any.
We're not taking anything.
Not taking
it's
anything
not
from them.
Your Honor.
I've got your music still playing.
Yeah, at the minute, yeah. I'll pause it, obviously. Radio Demon, thank you for the follow.
Thank you so much for the follow.
Welcome in. So this is, what's his name? Leo Skepi.
Leo Skepi.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Let me pause the music. Okay, you guys need to tell me if you can hear this. Or not.
Hold on, I'll mute it on here and I'll start watching it through the stream and then I'll let you know. Okay, go for it. You girls look different? What do you mean?
Because we're potatoes.
Yes, we can hear it.
Okay. This is just before 41:20, by the way, just because.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That's what he names himself, the good guy.
Okay, hang on. One thing I'm going to do.
I would like to say
Yeah.
Their podcast is amazing. They're not in the same room. They're not even in the same building, but they look like they're talking to each other.
Oh, hello. Hello. There you
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Oh no. Yeah.
Why are you saying, oh no, it's fine?
Showed your email.
Oh my god, hi. Email me, bitch. Yeah, carry on. I'm just gonna.
Yeah, I think their podcast is great. I think they don't even film in the same building, but it just looks like they're looking at each other perfectly.
Okay, let me just test something real quick.
And
okay, just because we're gonna upload this, I want this to come through my desktop and not the banana audio. Otherwise, people can't hear it.
Okay.
Because I'm smart. Okay.
You're so smart.
Okay, I'm ready.
And
yep, ready.
Never feeling looked after or like someone was there for me or feeling safe was there again. I've had that run in too many fucking times, but that was like a breaking point. So all my beliefs, all my hopes, all my thoughts, everything shattered, gone, wiped out. And at this point, I was just so fucking mad about my little self. Like the potential that I always have felt and the dreams that I had when I was little, for all those to just be taken away from some piece of fucking shit who can't control his fucking emotions. You're gonna try and ruin me because you're a fucking little shit? I was so mad. And I had nothing to lose. And my...
Sorry, real quick. What the hell is this in the background? Why is it like a cat with like a human face and it looks like he's got a beard? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
Okay. Also, who is he on about? That's taking away his things. Is it this ex-partner?
I think he means his ex.
Right, okay. Gotcha.
Albanian came out. I'm a spiteful
fuck. That's something that he brings up a lot.
Is what?
He says when he's angry or when he's pissed off, his Albanian comes out, and that's what caused him to be angry.
What does that?
I think that is an excuse for your anger issues.
Yes. This man needs a therapist. Like, he's not even
painting a bad light for people who are Albanian. I think it's ridiculous.
I've not even heard what he has to say yet. And already I'm like, go to therapy, sir.
Yeah.
Go to therapy. Like, you've obviously got some pent-up anger. Go to therapy. Okay.
Yep.
The biggest hearts and one of the most caring people. I will do anything for you. But if you hurt me or you cross me, I will do anything.
So sorry.
Oh, sorry, advert.
So, I'm scared.
So, in the video that they're showing, is he in like a podcast with another person? I'm guessing that one was in the corner.
That woman was reviewing his video, and it was the only video that was still up. This is why they're using it, because he had deleted it everywhere.
Got you. Okay.
I know.
And the lady, I don't remember the lady's name, but she's apparently like a deep diver of like finding like people's videos when they've been deleted.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
For us, maybe.
It gets worse.
Okay.
Talking about his ex.
Yes.
Full transparency, I didn't watch a bunch of other videos of him afterwards. This was enough. But he, like in this video, which is a decent length, he never specifies what the ex did, aside from that he was ruining his life, ruining any dream he ever had. Like, it's all these kind of vague mentions of what he did, and it's all like, no one else has even remotely had a hard life compared to him. And I'm not saying that, like, exaggerating. That is literally things that he says.
Yeah.
There was an age gap in their relationship, and he was really rich, and they dated for like a year or something, and then I don't really know what the blow-up was. Sorry for the vague details, but that is what is going to prompt what we're getting into.
And I felt so fucking powerless to the pain that I was feeling and what was happening to my life. Like, internally, the pain I was feeling, plus externally, like the shit that was going on. I felt so powerless to it. I made a plan. And I made a plan for what it was going to cost for ruining my life. I was going to get my fucking get back on every single...
So, sorry. Do we know what the ex did when he says that he's going to, like, revenge?
Not a clue.
We don't know.
Not a clue. Apparently, it was bad enough for him to, like, it crushed all his childhood. Like, it crushed his childhood dreams. He wants to get revenge on everybody because of this person. I don't know what he did.
If he says childhood dreams, it must be something to do with, like, he has this... Because obviously he does fitness. So it could be something to do with maybe he wanted, like, I know it's going to sound petty, but like maybe he wanted a brand deal with a certain person, or maybe he was like going to open his own business or something like that. And I'm assuming from this, maybe his ex had like, maybe whether it's an intentional or not, but maybe they'd like done something to then prevent like this thing from happening, and then maybe that's why, whether it's like their intentions or not. But I feel like even if it wasn't their intention, I feel like this person, this Leo, I feel like if anybody crosses him, even if it was not this person's intentions and they probably apologize, I feel like he just sees red.
Yeah.
And is like, absolutely not. But, okay.
Person who has ever fucking hurt me. Like I said, the Albanian came out. So I was very logical and very calculated about...
Sorry, the girl on the left pulling that face, then that's me.
That's Jessie. I love her.
Look at her face. The face.
Like I said, the Albanian came out. So I was very logical.
I would like to say that people can see our call right now, and the fact that we've called it double 869.
Don't look at it.
Don't look. Just don't look. Don't look.
And very calculated about my plan.
Just want to pause and stress that he was very logical about this plan.
And for how I was going to go about a mass fucking spree and then follow it off.
Yep. So they have censored the words.
Okay, obviously, yeah.
But I'm not afraid to say it. He was going to go on a mass murder spree and a suicide.
Okay.
Logically, I don't know how he got there, but he does explain it.
And I'm assuming he's not, like, attempted this. Like, this has not been attempted.
You'll see.
Okay.
Because I'm not getting away with it. The amount of people I was going to get, there was no getting away with it. There was a paper trail. There was too much shit going on. And I was looking at it like, my life is already over. So let's make it worth something. If you're going to try and fuck up my life, if you're going to take away my life, you're going to pay the cost. And it's going to cost you yours and every single thing you love in this fucking world. So my plan.
So, but just to let that sink in. Literally, I was watching this like, what?
If I watched this when I was high, as you know, my pattern is when I'm scared, I cry. I would sob. I'm not even joking. This would make me sob. Like, he scares me. And also, what does that mean? Like, you're going to kill your ex. Oh my God. I just can't even go there with him.
And then he's going to make it worth something if he dies.
Yeah, what does that even mean? If you're going to ruin my life, like, I might as well ruin my life and make it worth something. What does that even mean?
So he means he's going to ruin his life, but then the impact that he'll have will mean something. Like, you fucked me over and this is what I've done.
Yeah.
And then
at least you ruining my life will have been worth something then, because I would have ruined yours back.
Exactly. But not only that, the thinking, like the way he thinks scares me, because it's not just him ruining their life. He's then ruining their family's life, their friend's life. He doesn't care about how big of an impact he has once he leaves, but he wants to have an impact, which I think is ridiculous.
But there has been things like that before with like
100%.
With like serial killers and stuff before, where or just people like that have murdered like one person. There's been a few times where they've said they just wanted the attention. They just wanted I don't remember who it was, but that's like somebody who killed somebody, and he said that that he just wanted to make it to the news. He wanted his name out there. Because the thing is, once you do something like that, your name is then put on the internet for the rest of all time. Like, no, but like if you do something that bad, even if it's just one person, like as soon as you do that one thing, it's on the internet for life then. And
yeah,
I never understood people's logic of that, of like, I want to be like not famous, but I want people to know who I am, and I want to leave an impact. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna kill somebody.
Remember my name.
Yeah, but surely if you want people to remember your name, you want it to be for a good thing, not for this.
Some people just want it to have it. They don't even care if it's good or bad.
Yeah.
Like the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez. He wanted to be like, oh God, which one was it? There was a something Hill murderer. in the same area as Richard,
Oh,
and he was really well known.
If B was here, she'd know.
Bernice? Bernice?
Oh my god.
Wasn't it just a hillside murderer?
Yes? Shall I Google it?
Yeah, Google it.
It's Hillside Strangler.
Hillside Strangler.
Yes.
Strangler.
Strangler.
Richard Ramirez inspired to be like him.
Mm-hmm.
Which at the time, both the murders, both the serial killings were going on at the same time.
Mm-hmm. And wasn't it confusing people, like like police and stuff, because they were like, oh yeah, like this might just be one person because they're doing similar things, and it was turned out that it just wasn't.
Yes, but then it switched up because the Hillside Strangler was known for just like leaving bodies on hillsides randomly, and he was known for strangling, whether it was with like rope or it's just his hands or whatnot.
Yeah.
But then Richard would break into people's houses, and it started with strangling, and then it turned to he was taking knives out of their cupboards, and it got a lot worse. But he was inspired by the Hillside Strangler, and that's why he wanted to get his name. That's why he wanted to be famous, and he did that because then people who were fucking psychotic were sending him love letters and, you know, like saying they wanted to meet him, wanted to marry him, and it. Even though it was a terrible thing, it got his name out there, and he was in the papers, on the news. Yeah.
Crazy.
So that's pretty much the gist of it. That's what they want.
Okay.
They just want to be known. They don't care.
Okay, let's proceed.
It's gonna make it worth something. How is like going on a mass murder spree making it worth it?
I'm sorry. I know, and it gets worse. I know you think it couldn't. It gets way worse. My thought on this, even though you may see me laugh because I'm really uncomfortable, is that someone that has this capability to think like this and genuinely present it as some sort of theory or plan or something that could have been, even though it wasn't, is someone that is capable of that. Like, I feel like genuinely he's capable of doing this to a human being. And I hope I'm wrong.
He reassures everyone how capable he is and explains it as we go on.
How does he have a platform? What the fuck? How is he a genuine good guy?
I'm like, how is this a video that was...
Yeah, because I'm assuming the reason he has a platform and the way he has is mainly because when he started, it was all fitness. And that's how he started. That's how he first... I feel like, I'm guessing that's how he, like, initially started. And then this was like, ta-da! Like, out of... Why did your eye just twitch?
Venus, how sweet.
Oh. So I'm guessing that's how he started a following. But it's people like him and Andrew Tate that makes you wonder, how did you then carry on this following? But it's because there are some people out there who agree with what these people say and their thoughts and their outlook on life. Because I know a couple of people who like Andrew Tate and who agree with everything he says. Agree with everything. And I remember, I think it was
friends with them?
Huh?
You're friends with them?
Wow, that's what I was going to say. So I remember a couple of months ago, I was scrolling through Facebook, you know, as you do, and it was around the time that Andrew Tate, like, was, like, trending everywhere because, like, I feel like I don't really hear of him anymore, but I feel like there was a point a few months ago where, like, it was all everyone spoke about.
It was everywhere.
And around that time, obviously, things were getting shared on, like, Twitter and Facebook, things like that. And I remember... I don't know who it is, but somebody that I must have been friends with on Facebook had shared something, and a couple of people had done this, and I immediately unfriended these people. There was one person who shared something who, like, agreed with the post, but it was saying, like, how can people like Andrew Tate? So this person, like, was like, yeah, like, I can't stand him over. But there was, like, a couple of people who, like, shared a post that was, like, in support of him, and I was like, what the hell? And I immediately unfriended, like, these people. I was like, absolutely not. You know, one of them was a girl, which does not make sense to me, because his whole persona is the fact that like it's almost like in like gamer talk, like women belong in the kitchen kind of like thing. And like to see a woman share that type of thing, I was like, what the hell? But then there's some women that love him. But I think that's just like a money thing.
No, I think it's a kink.
Maybe. You're not wrong.
I think it's I want my man to take control kink.
Mm-hmm.
That's a slave kink.
Because
That's
he
a
gives me the
servant
type
kink.
of vibes of like, if he had a wife, I don't know if he's got a wife or not, but if he had a wife, I feel like he'd want like an obedient one who doesn't work and only does stay at home to cook,
He
clean,
wants a
look after
housewife.
the kid. Yeah, he wants a housewife, which like this is gonna be a hot take. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like if you as a woman want to be a housewife, if you decide yourself that's what you want to be, I'm like, you live your life, sweetie. If you want to cook, clean, look after your children, you know, you want to be a stay-at-home mom, you carry on. But I think if a man turns around and says, we're gonna get married, but you have to be a housewife, you're not allowed to work again, you have to cook, clean for me, we have to make babies, and you have to look after our children. No, thank you. Sweetie.
That's sweet.
No.
That's sweet that I just ate. Tastes like I just got my Febreze and just went. That was horrible.
God.
Hold on, you'll remember them. Look.
What am I looking at? What is it?
Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Oh my god.
My mum will clean at the back.
Okay.
I'm all for, if you want to be a housewife,
Mhm.
it's your decision. Don't let somebody else tell you what you need to do.
Yeah.
But I think it's a kink. I think people who like Andrew Tate, if they're
Mhm.
female, I think it's a kink.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Definitely. You can
Little
definitely
kinky fuck.
imagine that he marries a woman and like she's all like, oh my god, yes, anything for you.
Yeah,
'Cause she's
that's
like
exactly
obsessed with
exactly
him.
it.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Okay. Anyway.
No,
on the
he just
internet.
made a mistake with the fat phobia stuff. He's a really good person. I don't know.
Yeah, no, and to anyone that even tries
yeah,
to
he
get
was
in the comments,
fatphobic.
you're like, well, he didn't do it.
I can tell.
He doesn't have to.
Just by looking at him, I can tell.
I can't back you on that one, girly.
And again, like, not even just having these thoughts, which that alone is like super, super alarming, but then to have them and then share them.
He has
on a
millions
public
of
platform.
followers on TikTok. He knows thousands of people will see this, and he wants them to.
And he's like smug and proud when he's talking about this. Like, look, he's like,
Ugh, I'm uncomfortable.
So my plan was I was gonna mutilate my ex. I was gonna cut his arms and legs off at the elbows because I still wanted to have some nubs. Arms and legs at the knees and elbows.
Not the nubs. I know, Luigi. Hi. Hello. Sorry, Luigi's come to say hi. Okay.
Elbows. I didn't want to turn him into a full nugget. I wanted to just
No. No.
I just want to make it clear that I laugh when I'm uncomfortable.
Yes. Same. If I'm in
I
an
am
awkward
not
situation,
laughing.
like if I'm like with a group of people and there's like an awkward situation where I'm a bit uncomfortable, or like, you know, I'm trying not to stereotype, but you know, when like, if like you're out somewhere. Oh, I know. Do you remember when I got my hair cut a few months ago?
Yes.
You're going to know what I'm on about. And I went to Costa afterwards.
Yeah. That weird man.
So, you know, when you go to the hairdressers, females, you'll know. I don't know if men get this, but usually when you've been to the hairdressers and you've had your hair cut, your hair smells so great. They put so many potions and oils and spray. Lotions and potions. It's witchcraft, right? Your hair smells so good. I got my hair cut. I had like quite a few inches off. I had it a bit shorter. And I went into like a Costa afterwards because I needed my coffee because I'm a whore for iced coffee. And
He really is.
There was this old man behind me. He was probably in his like 60s, 70s. And I was like, it was about to be like my turn, and he's like stood behind me, and he was like, "Ooh," he's like, "Someone smells good." And I turned around because I didn't know if he was talking to me or what. And I turned around, and he's looking me dead in the eye, like laughing, and I just went, But because that's what you do when you're uncomfortable, you just laugh along. You go, yeah,
yeah, get me out.
So I get that. Like when you're uncomfortable, you just laugh because you're like, I don't know what other reaction to give right now.
If you give a bad reaction, it becomes a bad vibe, and
Yeah.
then it just gets messy. So
I get the whole laughing when you're uncomfortable.
I'm not laughing at him calling somebody a
Yes,
nugget.
you're not laughing at the situation, like the thing he said. You're laughing at the whole situation.
It's
as,
because
like,
it's so
uncomfortable.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
What's that true crime podcast I used to listen to? My Favorite Murder. That's it. So, have you ever listened to them?
No.
So it's two comedians in America. They're close friends. So obviously they're comedians. Well, they used to be comedians. So obviously when they basically each episode they tell a true crime story each. And there's obviously sometimes they make jokes, but they're not whenever they do live shows, they record their live shows as well and upload them. And they've had to explain to audience members before who've maybe never heard of them, have been like dragged along by other like family members and friends. They've had to explain before that they're not making jokes about what's happened to like these victims and these people. They're trying to make lighthearted jokes about the situation. So like there's been serial killers before where they're like, this killer like threw a tantrum because of this, and then like they'll make a joke like, God, they're having a tantrum, like a 2-year-old type of thing. And they've had to explain before that they're not making jokes about what's happened. It's the situation.
They're trying to make a serious, really hard to talk about situation lighthearted, so it doesn't become uncomfortable for everybody else.
Yes, because there's nothing worse than you like telling stuff like that and it's just awkward silence.
Yeah.
So I get it. Okay, anyway, sorry, we're rambling.
Mutilate the fuck out of him, and I have the medical background to do it. And I have...
No, sorry. What do you mean you have the medical background? What kind of medical background do we mean?
So he does.
Has he watched Grey's Anatomy? Is that it?
No, he has friends that can do it.
So he doesn't have the medical background. His friends
Well,
do.
they've taught him.
And?
I don't know how they've... When did we get these little potato scars under our eyes?
We've always had them.
Anyway. Oh,
But...
she's walked off. Oh, she's back.
No, I'm here. Sorry, I was adjusting. That doesn't mean you have a medical background, though. If you're
No, he does get into it. Like I said, I haven't... Like, I've watched the parts where he was talking really bad, but I haven't watched all of it, but I know he gets into the medical background. But he has more experience than we do, Alyssa. I'm
sure he probably does. Right? Listen, I've watched the odd episode of Grey's Anatomy. But if somebody said to me, is there a doctor nearby? I wouldn't be like, get me a scalpel, right?
You don't need a doctor to chop somebody's arm off.
No, that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is, because he says he knows what he's doing because he has a medical background. If he's obviously, I don't know until we watch the rest of it. If the only medical background he means is that somebody taught him, I could just turn around and say, oh, Ashley taught me how to do this. I have a background in it now.
Ashley has not taught you to do anything other than fuck up your own life, because that's all I know how to do.
I'm a professional. I fucking got my own life. Ashley taught me, sorry. That would be like, that would be you being like, Alyssa, like, let's cut our hair. And then you cut my hair, and then me go around to everyone going, I have a hairdressing background. I'm going to cut your hair now.
I won't say anything. I cut my own hair.
Yeah, I know you do.
I reckon I could cut your hair.
In the medical field to do it. And I'm friends with a lot of doctors and surgeons, and at that time, they all knew what I was going through, and they were all on board to help me.
Fucking
liar. Exactly what she's about to say. Liar. No doctor, nurse, surgeon, midwife, any medical person are gonna... Vet. No medical person is going to put their career, because when you become a medical person, you have to go through years of training, like university, getting your degrees,
thousands and thousands of dollars.
You reach that point.
It's not cheap.
Yeah, you get the job you want. You reach that point. You're on like 3 you're on like a 6-figure salary, like whatever. They're not going to jeopardize all of that because you're having a hissy fit over something that your ex has done.
Now, don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
If your ex did something that detrimental that's ruined your life completely,
Mm-hmm.
I understand the anger.
Yes, definitely. We've all been angry at people.
100%. But
Mm-hmm.
I was going to be so sassy then and call out somebody, but I didn't do it.
Okay.
I have never once thought about cutting somebody's arms off
And making them a nugget.
No, he wanted them to be nubby. They didn't want.
No, he said nugget. Did you not hear him?
No. He said he didn't want to turn them into a full nugget.
Oh, right.
Because
I see.
He wanted them to be able to suffer without any limbs.
It just doesn't make sense to me.
The thing that scares me is that went through his mind.
Yes.
I understand that mental health is difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I understand that everybody has different thoughts, especially different types of mental health. You could have the same, like, let's say me and Alyssa both have anxiety, but we have it completely different.
Yeah.
Like, he could have bipolar and it could be completely different to somebody else who has bipolar.
Yeah, definitely.
Those thoughts are so scary that I don't think it's just put down to a mental illness.
No.
It's interesting. It gets worse.
Okay. Let's listen.
Liar.
They
were all on board to help you mutilate your ex and go on a mass.
You lie like a rug, fucking Liza Minnelli in the house. Absolutely not. That is not true. There is no fucking doctor. First of all, Mr. RN, if you didn't know, he's a registered nurse. He's not practicing and hasn't for a while, but he is, and that's his background. That's his medical background.
There's
able to turn him into a quote-unquote nugget. I'm sorry. I don't think you're allowed to say that. Like,
Also, what she said that he's a nurse.
Registered nurse.
Now, when you train to become doctor, nurse, you are generally trained to do most things. Like, if you're a surgeon, obviously you're probably trained to do 100% of things. But I feel like if you're like a nurse, you're trained to do like 95% of things. But not at the level of full-on surgeon. Because if you're a nurse, I feel like if you want to become a surgeon, you then have to do more studies to then learn more 100%. To get to surgeon stage.
Nurses are allowed to do everything other than surgery.
Exactly.
You know, they can take bloods. I had a nurse once take my blood, take my blood twice, and then she missed again. I came out black and blue. So I don't know if she should have been a nurse, but she was.
Yeah.
They're allowed to do absolutely everything. They're allowed to help your wounds if you go in with fucking great gashes across your fucking stomach. They're allowed to help you. They are only allowed to help surgeries by handing the surgeon the things that he needs. They aren't allowed to mix up your stomach and hope for the best, you know? So him saying that he's like, you know, he's a registered nurse. Fair dues.
Yeah.
But he has no fucking clue how to use a scalpel.
No.
You know.
He'd go up to the person and be like, so what do I do now?
Yeah.
Do I just put it in? What happens? What do you do now?
That
Sir,
sounds wrong.
No. Sir, no.
Genuinely think that's something you're not supposed to say.
The fat phobia is the least of our concerns.
Oh,
now.
girl, we have a whole other slew of things to not like Leo Skepi for. But you're gonna tell me doctors that take an oath to do no harm. Do I know that there are doctors that do harm intentionally and have like literally been jailed for killing people on purpose because they're psychopaths? Yes. But you're gonna tell me you just know someone who's like, my ex really ruined my life. Like, can you help me like him but keep him alive?
Multiple people.
No, you're fucking full of shit. And also, you scare the fuck out of me, Leo Skepi. What is this?
Whether or not he was ever going to actually act on this, if that was like a legitimate plan he had, he's presenting it as such. Yeah. And he continues throughout this whole thing to like reassure everyone that he was gonna do it.
Because the shit that I was going through, dude, no one fucking deserves that. And as
I mean, no one deserves the shit you were going through, which we don't even know what the shit is because he's so vague about everything. But then the people deserve to die.
The most relatable
like,
quote that Brittany says this entire video, and she's like, I've been R-worded, and I don't want that to happen to the guy who did it. So it's like, what did they do to you? And honestly, girl, same. Sir, shit happens to people every day. You're acting.
Jesse, the one on the left, was R-worded
Yeah.
by a famous Vine person called Curtis Lepore.
Okay.
And they went to court and everything, and he got found guilty and whatnot.
Yeah.
She took him to court and all this, so she did get somewhat of her revenge, but not really, obviously, because there is no such thing as revenge.
Yeah.
But she didn't wish death on him. You know?
Yeah.
And he R-worded her and then called her a liar to hundreds of millions of people.
Mm.
He was one of the biggest Vine influencers in the world.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was massive.
I was gonna say, I feel like I recognize his name.
Curtis Lepore, and she's Jessie Smile. She was also massive. She was best friends with Gabby Hanna.
Mm-hmm.
Who, do you remember Gabby Hanna did like the series of like, this person's a psychopath and all this shit. That was about Jessie Smiles.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they were all like massive people in the Vine days.
Yeah.
She's now settled down, got 2 babies, a husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she has this beautiful podcast with Lily. So
yeah.
Do you recognize Lily?
Yes. I do.
She's from, do you know, oh god, I don't remember the company, but it's the one that shut down Smosh a couple years ago.
Defy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They also owned Clever.
Oh, okay.
She was the main face for Clever.
Oh, okay.
And that's where she's from.
Okay.
But yeah, so she's saying she got R-word and she didn't even wish death on this person.
Mm-hmm.
So what did this ex do to him?
The thing is, like,
Apart from steal his
I feel
lunch
like
money?
if it was that bad and you'd want people to agree with why you want to take these actions, you'd want to explain what happened. Do you know what I mean? If you want to do all these things to this ex-partner and you want people to get on board with it, like your fans and stuff, you want them to understand why you want to do it, surely you'd explain what this person's done.
Yeah. 100%.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
100%.
it just doesn't make sense to me. You wouldn't just out of nowhere start up your video camera and be like, I want to do this person, and give no explanation why. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know. We don't know.
It seemed like they unalived your entire family and you're like seeking revenge like the Punisher. This is not the situation at hand. He could have been a narcissistic, crazy fuck who genuinely wanted to be out there to ruin your life, and nobody deserves this. Like, am I missing something?
Well, I mean, and speaking of narcissism, I'm obviously not diagnosing, and I'm not even saying he has narcissistic personality disorder, but the narcissistic tendencies coming out here where it's like, he has had it worse than everyone.
Yep. Nobody gets it.
Yeah. Well, and that these people deserve to die, but he didn't deserve anything that happened to him.
Right.
Also, these people didn't necessarily all do something to him. It's like the people in his ex's life.
This is insane.
Then any pet he had, any pet
No. You leave the pets out of this. Sorry, I keep bringing it
And
up.
that's where it gets even scarier, is that you know for a fact that most serial killers grew up. Oh my god, hi. Most serial killers.
Bringing up different
What the fuck?
screens. Go away.
Most serial killers in the beginning of their life tortured and mutilated and abused animals before they started on humans.
Yeah.
It's a known fact. A lot of people did it.
Yes.
What was that?
I don't know. Video just started playing in the background of somewhere. Hello?
What's in this stuff here?
Yes.
They start on animals first, and the fact that he has now not only thought about mutilating, murdering, and doing a suicide, he's also thought about torturing and killing animals, is giving serial killer vibes.
Yes.
I think he needs
some
a checkup with some doctors.
Oh yeah, definitely. I just don't get it. You know, I don't understand people's brains sometimes.
Neither do I.
I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like we've both had some pretty bad shit happen to us in our past. And I've never once thought about murdering or ruining their life.
No.
I've done a woe is me moment, you know, felt bad for myself.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm allowed to.
Yes.
But I've never thought about it.
Like, when things happen in your life, like if somebody passes away, if like something happens to somebody, I feel like everyone always says to themselves, I wouldn't wish this on anybody. Because you wouldn't. When there's like traumatic things going on in your life like that, you wouldn't wish a lot of that stuff on anybody.
Exactly.
So it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand, to be honest with you.
No, neither do I.
But let's keep going and see what happens.
The dog? No, canceled. We're canceling Leo Skepi. Canceled.
Honestly,
I believe
yeah.
free speech. Canceled. The dogs? You're gonna kill the dogs? Canceled.
This is 3 hours into her live stream, and like Lily said, it really started off so like she was just like, oh, what a nice guy, talking about introspection.
The trajectory, it goes like, oh, we're good, and then it's like, oh, mass murder, and all of a sudden it's like dogs.
But not funny though. If you even fathom ever killing, I can't watch a movie where they kill a dog. Like Marley and Me, that dog died of natural causes.
Hot
They didn't even
fucking
kill him.
mess.
Like, I literally cannot. We need to look into this man. He's done something before, and I just believe that. Like, there's no way he has a clean record.
Well, it's like, even if he's just lying about having this plan
does
and
that?
thinking all of this stuff, he had to think of it to lie.
No, it's all fucked. This is like, wow, I don't even know how to act right now. Some people are gonna be like, you guys are laughing about this. What am I supposed to do? Like, I'm literally scared.
Yeah, no, it's just because we're severely uncomfortable.
Beyond.
And just so he felt that sense of loneliness and pain, and he couldn't kill himself because you have no fucking hands. I want you to fucking sit there and endure it. I wanted my life to be worth taking. Like, if you were gonna ruin the potential for my life, you were gonna sit there and deal with the consequences, because I know what I've felt inside myself for so long. I literally was like, it's too much.
Like, okay, guy from Saw, like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Like, literally, what does he think this is right now? Like, he really thinks we are in a movie. This is insane. You're not Raymond Reddington in fucking Blacklist. Like, this is just like, you think you get to choose who gets tortured and stuff. That's not a real thing.
Like, he deserves it for what he did to him, because he has experienced so much pain that no one could even possibly imagine. So that's why no one else has gotten to this point. I guess.
Again, did he murder your entire family? Because then I'd be like, we could talk.
Well, that's the thing is, and what Brittany points out several times, because he says, like, I've experienced the worst shit you could possibly experience. People have done things to me that you can't even imagine. But he never says what any of them are.
It's kind of similar to how Brittany realized that he lies about a lot of things. He says a lot of stories and a lot of things. And Lily and I kind of came to the conclusion that his overweight pictures that he shared, like him being plus size and him saying like, I was fat and this and that, he allegedly was never fat.
I was trying to find before and after pictures. There's 2 that popped up, and I was like,
and guess what? He also said a story of how he was bullied as a child. And he says, and I quote, I was bullied for no reason. There was no reason. He didn't say I was bullied because I was overweight as a kid. Nothing. And then now he kind of tacks it on that like, I was overweight my whole life. There's no proof of that. Allegedly, I don't think that's true.
He also then says that he used to beat the shit out of his bullies afterwards. So that was kind of foreshadowing maybe to this.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's all very strange, and he is very animated in the way that he says things, and I believe they're all full of shit. But doesn't matter. It's much like HRH, where it's like, it doesn't matter if it's full of shit because you're still saying this, and this is a lot.
It's funny you even
Yeah, even if he is not intending to do these things, it's still the fact that you're saying it is what's mind-blowing. It's like, what do you mean?
Yeah. Well, further into this, because I've again watched some of this, he had every intent to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I understand he's just saying it now, but like he meant it back then. Because I think he's talking about something that happened in his past.
Yeah.
But he's bringing it up recently.
Because it's even a thing where you can get put away for even what is it? It's do you know what I mean? Where like you plan to do it, but you like don't haven't done it yet, or like you don't do it. What's it called?
Oh,
The conspiracy. What is it?
Conspiring.
You know what I mean, though? I'm gonna quickly look it up.
Is it conspiring to bodily harm with intent?
Yeah, it's a conspiracy to murder. So it's when somebody like they're in it's like an agreement that you're going to murder somebody. So
Yeah.
whether you like have like a direct agreement with like somebody that like you're gonna do something, or if it's like implied by like. So it's like an intention to kill must be present. But I feel like the police could have watched that video and been like, this is literally a conspiracy to murder. You're literally
Yeah.
telling people how you are going to murder somebody. How is he not put away for this? I don't get it.
Money.
True.
Specifically say full of shit because he says this.
Oh no.
People would hear this and be like, "Oh yeah, you're full of shit."
Period.
Ooh, there's so many things that I've done.
No, he's like, no, I'm not playing you. I'm dead serious. I'm like, again, like, should we get restraining orders? Like, what's happening here?
Honestly.
And things that people don't know about my capabilities and what I'm able to do, and
Okay.
I'd rather leave it that way.
No.
But this
No.
plan was not something that was to be taken easy. Like, this is the only thing that ever made me feel better.
This plan to mass murder people, including dogs, was the only thing to make you feel better.
He said pets. It could have been a hamster or something.
That's true. That's true.
True.
I don't want to
Could've been a fish.
discriminate. Pets, people. He was gonna mutilate
You can
someone,
murder your
and
fish.
That made him. The thinking about that made him feel better. That is so concerning.
Am I mistaken in thinking that this would be more than enough to have his license revoked as an RN? Does he still have an active license? This is really fucking scary.
I have absolutely no idea.
That's terrifying.
Basically, his whole reasoning is that he felt so powerless, so that like gave him power. That is alarming.
Yeah.
I felt so powerless to do anything. And making that plan, I knew I could do it. And I knew I'd execute it. And that is the only thing that brought me relief and brought me
Okay.
a little bit of peace.
She's
knowing
still
I was
trying.
going to get some kind of get back. I was going to get some kind of justification. I was going to be able to do something.
Okay.
And the motherfucker knew I'm insane because he kept fleeing the country. But as soon as his little ass landed back, I knew where he was.
Okay.
I'm sorry. His
that
ex
little grin.
Yeah, no.
I feel like that's like a threat still.
Absolutely.
To like, I could still do it.
Oh yeah, like the only thing that made him not do it is because he decided not to do it, and he can at
Yeah.
any time. This is enough, in my opinion, to get a restraining order.
Oh, yeah,
like, from his
definitely.
ex. This is insane.
100%.
I felt so free. I felt so trapped, but I felt so free finally. Like I knew what I was going to do. I felt okay with it. And I was like,
oh, glad you felt okay with it.
now it's just a matter of like, when do I want to do it? So I was like, fuck it. Let's try to enjoy life a little bit. Like, even though all this shit's happening, I didn't care. I didn't have to think of the future anymore. I didn't have to think of like, what are the consequences going to be if I go do X, Y, Z that I want to try. I was free to take risks.
I can't.
The bouncing back and forth also between him being like and like being angry is so scary.
Yeah, that's what's scaring me as well, is because like 1 minute he's like, I'm gonna mass murder this person, blah 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 blah, and then the next minute he's like, I'm gonna enjoy life, and he's like smiling.
What's
This
scary
is a
the fact that
psychopath.
Yep. This isn't a sociopath. This is a psychopath.
Yeah.
It's scary that his ex felt that uncomfortable that
That
he
they
had
left
to
the
keep leaving the
country.
country
Yeah.
multiple times.
Mm-hmm.
And every time he came back, and I'm not saying he did this, but if Leo knew where he was,
Mm-hmm.
maybe Leo left a little hint being like, I know you are.
Yeah.
To make him then flee again.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has a reason to run away.
Yeah.
Scary.
Scary stuff. Okay.
My biggest concern here as well is he's saying that that's what made him feel free and made him feel okay in life. And I don't know, this is just me thinking. Is that why you still feel happy in life? Like, have you gotten over this? Or are you just happy because you know at any second you can obliterate anybody that hurts you?
Well, and so that's one of the things that Brittany keeps saying throughout the whole video. She's like waiting for him to basically like acknowledge that
He got
this
over
was not okay.
Yeah.
And that he like doesn't feel like this anymore, and that also like that was like not acceptable, that like he shouldn't have wanted to kill people. And he never does. Never shows any remorse for even having the thought cross his mind. So here's where he says that this is all a theory. Interesting word choice.
A theory.
Because I actually just out of curiosity looked up what the definition was for theory. It says a theory is a rational type of abstract thinking. I was like, well, I don't know if it's a theory then.
It's all a theory too. Let me just go ahead and say that. I don't have any plans of doing this. This never happened. This just was my plan. And
Okay, so
like I said, there's no plan to execute it. And this is not a threat. For any attorney who wants to watch this video, suck my dick.
He thinks he's like funny and saying that, but like legitimately, this is very incriminating. Like, I don't think he realizes
that's probably
how
why it's not up
incriminating it
anymore.
is. I mean, I'm sure as soon as Brittany posted this, he probably took that shit down because you can't just be like, oh, just kidding. At the end of saying a very intensely threatening message. Yeah, he doesn't say just kidding. He said, this is a theory. I never planned to do it.
No.
But then he says,
doesn't
but it was
say
my
I never
plan.
planned to do it. He says, I didn't do it.
But it was his plan.
Yes, correct.
Free to gamble.
In theory.
I was free to live every day, day to day, and just see what the fuck I could do. I didn't give a fuck I was in court anymore. I didn't care. I literally was just like, I'll go kill everybody when I'm ready and then kill myself. But in the meantime, let's have some fun.
He's
I need a second
smiling
for
right
that
now.
one.
He's
I
smiling.
need a second for that one. Leo, most people work their entire lives to try to understand why we're living and have a reason to get up and live. And like, we find that in little things and we really work at it. And the fact that what that was for you was a side plan is so severely disturbing that I cannot quite put it into words. But you need help. Much like I said in the first part of when we talked about you for the fat phobic rant, you need help. I think that genuinely he has a lot going on, and I don't think it's what he's been through, because there's so many people, and I say this all the time, you know, I've been through what I've been through, and you make a conscious effort to not be that thing, right? Like sometimes you are that thing and you go through this grieving process and you're angry and you're fucking pissed at the world and shit. This should never be the level it gets to, because that is a cry for help.
No, well, just having this kind of like
Just
this
hatred, it's
need
just
for
anger.
revenge and like having so much resentment for not just the people that hurt you, but like anyone that they're even associated with. And even at one point, and I don't know if I have this clip, so I'll insert it here.
And then I had a long list of all the people from my past, from high school, and all of my bullies that I had, and just people that really pissed me off. Like this one lady in nursing school was just a raging fucking so I was gonna take her out too before I went. I concocted this full plan.
He literally says that included in this mass or spree plan was also some girl from nursing school that he just like didn't like.
Shut the fuck up.
Not that any of the other are justified, but like, what?
Dude, I'm serious. This is very disturbing because as bad as a mindset can get when you go through bad shit, this shouldn't really even be on there. Like, if you are thinking these thoughts, that is something you need to get help for. If you're genuinely believing, hey, I could be happy because I'm going to end lives, like that's what makes me happy, you do need to get help. Like, that's not a normal thought pattern. People should not be thinking that. Even intrusive thoughts should not be this bad.
From what I've gathered, even just from this video, he kind of gives me the impression that he like thinks he's too smart for, like, his ego is unreal.
Oh yeah.
He might realize that he has dark stuff going on, but he's like, well, no one's gonna help me. They don't know. They have no idea because I've been through so much worse.
That's what he always comes back to. Yeah, it's like, you guys don't get it because you didn't experience what I experienced. I'm like, well, what did you experience? Because I don't know.
It like was fun. And then I was okay, the idea for the app. So I was thinking like I could only think a month out in advance of like my future because it's ending. Like my life was ending and I knew it. It was just a matter of like, when can I get this app out? And then I'm going to go execute everything because it's nothing stopping at this point. All this torment is still going on. I'm just finding a way to like fuck around in between executing my plan. But telling myself that I would start the app and then die was kind of like a bitch because it made me stick around. And there were certain
Sorry. No. Now, let's just get into something quickly, okay? I have never in my life thought about taking my own life. Obviously it's different for every person. Everyone goes through different things. I'm one of those people that I've never had that. But the fact that he's like, oh, but putting this app out is going to get me money, and it's just like, ugh, it's so annoying, just in the way of just me unaliving myself. I don't think any person who has ever gone through like anxiety, depression, anything like that, if they've ever thought of harming themselves, have ever thought, oh, but this thing's in the way of it. This thing's keeping me, damn. Do you know what I mean?
Can I get into it?
You can get into it if you want to get into it, yeah.
I mean, obviously, I've had those thoughts,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
Things have been rough.
Yeah.
I'm a little suicide survivor.
Mhm.
I think when you're in that mindset,
Mhm.
I remember like when I was in that mindset, I would be so down a rabbit hole of ready to go.
Yeah.
And then it'd be little thoughts that would stop me.
Mhm.
So it would be like, I'm ready. I had everything ready.
Yeah.
And then it'd be like, I don't want to leave my dogs.
Yeah.
I don't want to leave my cat.
Mhm.
It wasn't, oh, I've got a favorite TV show that's coming up in a week. I
Yeah.
can't kill myself.
It's
there.
not like, oh, I've got a hair appointment next week. That's gonna put me back a week.
Yeah, it wasn't that.
No.
It was like, I mean, it was
You-
dark. It was really fucking dark.
Yeah, it's usually, obviously I don't know from experience, but from what I know from, because I've been friends or are friends with people who have been through that before, it's usually second guessing things, not things that are in your way. It's usually like you said, like, oh, but I have my pets, and you know, and you're like, oh, but I have my family, I have my friends. It's not, oh my god, I've just thought I have to put this app out in a month. It's gonna set me back a month. Like obviously again, I don't know, but I'm assuming when you have these type of thoughts, like you said, you go down a rabbit hole. You don't. This man's brain does not. It's not computing with my brain right now.
The only way I can describe it is like when you get that dark. For me personally, I'm not saying it's for everybody, but for me, it was like everything else around me didn't matter.
Yeah.
It was just me in that moment.
Yeah, yeah.
And like,
but it doesn't seem
she
like
attempted, Your Honor.
It doesn't seem like he went down a rabbit hole. It almost brought him more joy, if that's a weird thing to say. Do you know what I mean?
Satisfaction.
Yeah. And I'm like, from what I've heard from different people, again, everyone's different, but what I've heard from most people is that's not what it is at all. Like,
That
it
is
doesn't seem
the-
like he went down a spiral. It just seemed almost like it was just like, I don't even know how to explain it. This man. Like,
It's just stupid because like I feel like that, like him saying that is putting a really bad light on people who are
yeah.
and people who have survived it.
Mhm.
I think it's downplaying
Yeah.
how serious it is.
Yeah.
And I think it's stupid.
Mhm. Okay.
Days where I was like, man, fuck it, let's just go do this. Because like he was doing so much shit to me, I was like so tempted so many times to just like execute my plan. But I was like, no, Leo, we're making the app and then we're doing it. Like that's funny.
I don't think there is anything funny about suicide.
No. And the
to have
fact
that
that
mindset,
the way he just said that then, that he was like, most days I thought, fuck it, should I just go and do it now? Like, again, I'm going to keep saying this, not from personal experience. I can't imagine you're just like sat there on TikTok on the sofa and you just kind of like have a moment of reflection where you just look up from your phone and go, fuck it, I'll just go do it now.
no, yes and no. So,
but
like,
you get what I
for
mean.
me-
I don't
Yeah, I
like,
get what you
'cause,
mean.
like, I assume there are moments where like you just have like this switch of just like, I'm just gonna do it now. But the way he's explaining it is that he's just sat in his mansion type house or whatever it is on like TikTok or something, and he just goes, do I want to do it now? Nah, I'll do it tomorrow.
He was talking about it as if he wanted to go out and get a Mackey's or something.
Yeah, that's
like,
the way I was
should
trying to point
get
it.
it now?
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck it, I'll go. But like with what it is, obviously it's a very deep topic. There would be times where personally, me, not everybody else, I would most of the time at nighttime lie in my bed and just be like, I probably should do it now. But then, you know, that was just a thought. I wasn't in the dark rabbit hole of the whole situation at that point. It was just a bad thought that came to mind and went again.
Okay. What the hiccup,
But
sorry.
Look up to the sky and say orange.
Orange. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Like to make the app and like, oh, then die. I was so obsessed with that idea. Still kind of am.
Oh my God. If we post this, is he going to come kill us and our dogs?
Unless he has another app on the
Yeah, that might hold him back. What the fuck is he saying? Like, okay, I know we're laughing. I know it's fucking
I don't
horrible.
know how else to respond.
Genuinely,
I'm freaking out.
I don't know either because genuinely, like, this seems unreal. Does it not? Like, it seems like, oh, nobody could ever actually think this. It feels like he really thinks this, but like, that doesn't compute in my brain. I'm like, oh, you don't really.
I was so obsessed with that idea. I still kind of am. He is giggling.
Not just giggling. I what is that called? Like he's laughing like a little goblin. I don't even know what that's called. Maybe cackling? I don't know, but I'm scared.
Chortling.
Something. And the fact that he's again talking about this from the point of hindsight, right? They say hindsight's 2020. I don't know what the fuck it is for him, but like him saying it's kind of unfortunate that the ad kept me alive and from taking these lives. That's insane.
Like he still thinks that because he's still obsessed with the plan.
Nobody can convince me that he doesn't still have the plan and that he doesn't still think that. Like genuinely, this isn't a joke. And again, much like HRH, which is hard to say it, but not this bad. Even if you're joking, you're so fucked for this that I don't know what to do with you. He's a fucking super popular TikTok creator. He is constantly making content on that app and on YouTube, and people listen to him for
people's
words
lives,
of advice.
which is the richest part of all this. Like, what do you mean?
That was his whole thing of like the fatphobic rant was like, I just wanted to like push people to be better. Who the fuck are you to push anyone to do anything? You are not, you need to go get evaluated. I'm sorry, and normally I don't like to say that.
And in the process of waiting for my app to be finished, I was trying new things to get this motherfucker to stop ruining my life. And they worked.
Oh?
All of the torment stopped. And reliving like this feeling state is a lot because like I was so ready to go and like execute on my plan because of what I was going through. And everything stopped, and I didn't know what the fuck to do. My plan was no longer going to have to be executed. I was no longer going to have to die. So I was just so like, what the fuck? Like, literally, what the hell just happened?
Dude, you know what really upsets me about?
But does he say why?
No, but he did just say something that got on my nerves. I would no longer have to die.
Yes.
That was not, it wasn't a life sentence. You had no reason to die. You came up with this plan on your own.
Yeah.
And this thought in your fucking apple head fucking ugly motherfucker. He came up in his brain, in his bald fucking head.
It is registered nurse brain
that he was going to go on a mass killing spree and then a suicide.
Yeah.
Nobody was making him die.
No.
Nobody was telling
Nobody
him,
had a
"You
gun
have
to
this
his
much
head
time
being
left."
like, you have to do this.
I no longer have to die. Do you know how many people would wish that when they had like an illness that were actually dying?
Yeah.
I no longer have to die. And he's out here mocking it, basically. It's ridiculous.
But this is again because so many people have been through so much shit. I've dealt with people who have made me question my sanity on a like severe level. Like I have genuinely been like, I'm going insane dealing with this person. And that is not an excuse to want them to die. Like genuinely, it's just not. I'm sorry. People suck. People are shitty. People are horrible. People are evil.
To hold yourself in such a regard of like, you are so important that someone doing anything to you warrants them to die.
Their life.
Like, no.
Yeah. I think that's really what it all comes down to, where it's like his ego is so out of control.
I got a quick advert.
Coupled in with his unresolved trauma from whatever the fuck actually happened in his life. He has all this anger and this built up shit. And he's willing to put all of that above any sort of actual work on himself.
Morality.
Yeah, literally. Like this is just so beyond unacceptable. People go through shit, Leo. Other people went through shit. I've been through shit. I've seen
not
shit.
as bad as him.
Yeah, no. I could never imagine.
Yeah,
but
yeah, none
I've
of us
seen
could.
people fucking
not as bad.
suffer. And I have also seen them go through the trenches to work on forgiveness and work on living a life that's not filled with so much hate and darkness. And if you do suffer with these thoughts, they are things you need to work on and you need to get help with, because this is not okay. Like, there are systems in place, and I understand, and those same systems have failed me, so I get it. But there are systems in place for if someone is really fucking with you to go those avenues and just try to get justice that way. But when you go through that route, you realize something that I realized, which is like, it's not gonna fix what the fuck is inside of me, which is feeling like that fucking person deserves X, Y, and Z and all this shit. And you just start racking your brain with how they could feel as horrible as you felt. And it's not healthy. It's not okay. It's something that needs to be healed, because you don't deserve that. Your future children don't deserve that. Everybody in your life, like, nobody deserves that version of you that just wants darkness, especially you, though. I feel like nobody deserves that. You know, I think that I've been through quite a journey in my life with forgiveness and what that looks like. And for a second there, I thought I had to almost wish them well in order to forgive. I was like, oh yeah,
No,
that's
it's
what
more
I've
of like
gotta do.
reaching a point of indifference.
Literally. And it's more of like, hey, you don't exist to me anymore. And I know some people don't have that luxury. Some people, their abuser is the father of their children, or someone they have to interact with, or their own parents. And I get it. And it's different in every situation, but you have to reach some semblance of peace within yourself, because if not, this life is just unbearable. Ultimately, I really genuinely do not believe, this is my belief, that there is ever anything that anybody can do to you that's like, I need to not just them, okay? That's one thing, okay? There's some people that believe like it's different if like someone's coming in your house and threatening you with a weapon, okay? You know, like there's certain circumstances where it's like, you're trying to hurt me.
Whether you agree with like the penalty and stuff, but that is not you murdering someone.
Well, and it's not just, again, them murdering them. It's everyone you love, your pets, myself. It never, like, that's not a level anybody should get to. If you're at that level of planning something out like that, that is how we get mass. And that is how we get these random attacks that you're like, why did this person all these people? Or like, for instance, like an upset spouse of a teacher that works in a school, and they come in and they shoot the whole classroom. That's not fucking okay. Like, that is a level of derangement, quite frankly, that never should be experienced.
Anything I was worried about trying or doing, I was like, fuck it. If it gets bad enough, I'll kill myself. Who cares? I'll just go with my plan, take everybody out, and then kill myself. Like, I just got to live life so carefree and not have to take anything into consideration and just do whatever the fuck I wanted to do.
Even from the standpoint of like, I know that that is a common thing with people that maybe have suicidal ideations, like, oh, I can just end it if things go bad. I've heard that sentiment before, but the fact that he also is tying in like, and I can kill everyone else.
Insane. I'm also just completely amazed at the fact that YouTube flagged this, obviously, for obvious reasons, which is why we're going to try to blur it out as much as we can. But they put before her description and before her title, it's like a crisis hotline. It says, you're not alone. This is like disturbing. This is fucked up. This is real maniacal shit that needs to be worked on. I don't know how he posted this and was like, tee-hee, okay, let's do some advice tomorrow on your life and how you could get better. Sir?
The thing that was causing me to live like that just stopped. And I was so lost, because how the fuck are you supposed to just flip back into living normal and caring about your future? I just saw life for what is actually in it. What's the point? And that's one reason I do not like for people to look into my eyes too long. I don't like when people hold eye contact with me, because I'm scared of what they're gonna see. Because the shit.
You mean a psychopath?
Bro, I have such bad anxiety and I still make it a point to look into people's eyes.
Oh yeah. Like what do you mean? If you're scared of what they're gonna see, that means there's something wrong with you. What do you
I was just worried that you were gonna turn to stone, to be honest.
Right. Like, if somebody says like, oh, like I don't want people to look into my eyes because it like makes me nervous and stuff, I get that, because there are like, you know, there are times where you do like hate eye contact because it like, if you like anxiety, or it makes you really nervous when you do. But the fact that he was like, do not look into my eyes because I'm scared of what you'll see. It's like, what?
Demons. That man
Demon
is demons.
Your Honor.
I would like to say, this man, in all seriousness, this man needs therapy.
Yes.
I'm not the person to be like, therapy helps everybody.
Yeah, she said that a minute ago as well. She's not the type of person to be like, you need to get help, because everyone's different. Like, if you want to go see a therapist, amazing. If you don't, amazing.
I I had a therapist and they made it worse
Mm-hmm.
for me personally. But I think with the money he has and him being in LA, he has multiple amazing therapists
Yes.
that would be able to help him.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to talk about these inner demons, these thoughts, to somebody who's a professional, not to a YouTube video on the internet that you're posting.
Yeah.
It just is scary.
Hmm.
I've seen. I don't want anyone to see it. I don't want anyone to experience what I've experienced.
The disconnect that he has between like, I don't want people to see this horrible thing that I experience. He's not saying this because he cares about what other people experience. He's saying that to make himself seem like he needs more sympathy.
And like
I
he's
don't
the
know.
victim.
I just feel like your eyes are like a vessel. And I feel like whenever I look into someone's eyes, I have this thing where I can like see shit. And like I feel things, and like I don't want anyone to ever tap into me like
Raven.
that.
Calm
of
down,
what
Raven
the
Simone.
fuck you're gonna see. I don't like people looking into my eyes too long.
You know, I just feel like it's not that deep.
Yeah.
I
Get
actually
him,
just
Brittany.
Don't agree.
two of the things that are driving him, it's that he thinks so highly of himself and that he
Yes.
like is more important than everyone else.
Yeah.
But then also it's the anger and the ego. So
Right.
the ego can maybe have him also be like, oh, I want to share what I've learned with everyone because he thinks that he has all this
He
stuff
also
to share.
blames it on being Albanian, so you can't forget that.
Yeah.
True. But so here he is explaining the knowledge trapped inside of him.
Trapped.
Why am I feeling like guilt after I've already died? I was like, is my soul trying to fucking talk to me? What the hell? Now you all of a sudden want to fucking communicate? Bitch, where were you? But this overwhelming guilt of like dying with all the things I found inside of me without like sharing it or giving it to someone else really fucked with me.
That really fucked with you, but not the thought of killing a bunch of
Oh my,
people.
that is a bizarre thing to say. I'm sorry. That is just next level.
You think it's more important to share your like findings with people than it was to keep people alive, basically.
How'd you figure out your knowledge, Leo Skepi? Because I don't know if you worked to learn things from the experiences you went through. I'm pretty sure you just like watched Tony Robbins a few times, saw a few YouTube videos, maybe read a self-help book. I'll give you that. And that's what was worth everyone's life. Like that's what saved everyone, not the fact that you're like, maybe I shouldn't unalive anybody, because why would I do that?
That's also the thing is ultimately like he's the reason he didn't do it.
Well, no shit. That's
he
like if
grew to
it doesn't murder someone, it's because they decided not to do it. It's definitely not because they just
yeah,
had a
but like
morality
he's acting
wake-up.
like he should be applauded for not doing it.
Right, like you're welcome, X.
Yeah,
like
it's
I saved your
or
life.
maybe you shouldn't have ever even considered it to begin with. What the fuck are you
Exactly.
talking about?
My pissed off side came out. My little hurt side was like,
Well-
you know what? Fuck that. What do I get out of sharing that shit? Who fucking helped me when I was suffering? Who?
He has a lot of rage coursing through his body, and I know that there's some women that have committed, heinous crimes, obviously. But wow, men can sometimes be so violent and volatile, for real. Like that's why women say, if men were gone for a day, what would you do? Just walk down the fucking street at night, like in peace. There's a reason for that. It's like men can be so fucking volatile. This is so
And
intense.
what gets me is like how numerous times he's like, I'm so loyal. Like if I love you, like I'll do anything for you. But I'll also
Don't fuck
like,
with
if you
me or I'll
cross me,
plot
it's
your
like,
death. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
If I saw this, I'd never want to be his friend. Oh, wow. Flabbergasted does not do it justice. I am just...
It really doesn't. Listen. It really doesn't. Yeah.
Now you can see why I wanted you to see it.
I just... You know... That man needs, like, help.
He needs help.
Yeah.
He needs help.
So, go
I
out
think-
and get help.
He is on the internet making videos to help people when he needs help. I think, obviously, whatever he went through
Yeah.
in his life
Mhm.
has had an impact on him.
Yeah.
But we have all been through stuff.
Yes.
Me and you have been through some shit,
And
we do not use it against people.
no. I think the amount of shit that I've been through, like, if there's people that I don't like, somebody that I hate, the things I've been through, I'd never wish on my worst enemy.
Same.
You just wouldn't. And it's like I said earlier, if like you've lost someone because they had like an illness or like us with our pets or anything like that, you wouldn't wish anything you're personally going through on just like anybody. That's
No,
why
not at all.
you see sometimes like families like if somebody like murders somebody and like their family goes to like the court and stuff, a lot of the times the family try to forgive the person that did it because they're like, I wouldn't wish it on anybody, and what do I get out of it by trying to take revenge? What do you get out of it? I just
Nothing. Heart. No peace.
The thing is as well, if someone has done something to you and your revenge is to hurt them back, you're just going to get in the shit as well.
You're as bad as them.
Yeah, you're then as bad as them because you're then stooping down you're then going to their level. Obviously, in his case, the level was like his ex was on level 4 and he was on like level 27 of this building. Like, I just don't. Absolutely not. So yeah, this has been
help.
Yeah.
He needs a doctor. He needs a mental evaluation. He needs a therapist. He needs a hug.
Yeah.
Not by his ex, though. Might lose an arm in that.
Not a pet either.
Not a pet.
Do you know what, sir? You don't need a hug. You need
a straitjacket.
You need a straitjacket. I was just about to say you need to be put in a foam room.
Yep. Come to Phasmophobia. We'll put you in the foam room.
Yeah. Come join us on Phasmophobia. Well,
please don't, Leo Skepi. We're not interested in being friends with you.
This has been interesting.
We've talked about some ups, some downs. The Leo Skepi stuff, I think it's important to say that anybody who is dealing with shit or has any suicidal tendencies or thoughts, that there's always a better way, and don't listen to Leo Skepi in any way.
Do not listen to him.
Do not follow what he was doing. Try and find something, even if it's small, that makes you happy.
Exactly.
And it'll get better.
But please do not think of
follow
doing
Leo
mass
stuff. Mass
killings.
Murder suicide.
Yes.
Do not think about self-harming yourself. Do not think about harming anybody else, their pets.
Yes, please not their pets.
Please don't hurt their pets.
Please
don't.
What the pet's done? You know?
Yeah, like
they're not involved. They don't even know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think this is the end of the Leo Skepi stuff. I think he's going to do something else.
Yeah, he's going to do something else, and we're going to be talking about it again in a few weeks.
And we will be talking about it. But yeah, I guess trigger warning for all the mental health stuff that was talked about today.
This episode, it will be going on our YouTube. Oh my god, hi.
Which is just the AA podcast. I'm sure we'll have it linked eventually.
Yes. We will, we promise. Yeah, we'll be live again next Friday. Yes. The 10th. Yes, next Friday.
Yes.
God knows what we'll be doing then.
Okay, maybe listening to some music.
Yeah.
I'm sure more drama's gonna pop up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, thank you for everyone popping in. Thanks for the new follows today. Thank you for everyone popping in. This was episode 3 of our lovely show. Shit show.
Podcast journey. We have 2 different definitions there.
And yeah, we'll be back next
Friday. Probably at the same time.
Yes. Same time as today. Goodbye. Bye-bye, driver.
Later, taters.
Late.
Say it. Say it. Later, taters.
Later, taters. Bye.